welcome to my new and improved mic, as well as Jenny's new and improved microphone. Nope, not microphone. Camera. Look at that. She looks amazing.
Listening.
Also, Nick fixed his computer, so hopefully tonight, and I think everybody's internet is working, so this should be better. Anyway, welcome to Iconic Productions Friday night show. I'm Josh the Dungeon Master and World Builder for this 5th edition D&D Hellscape world. It gets worse.
It is a hellscape.
With us tonight is everybody but Mary this time, but she might join us later. She's doing a 7-hour drive, so we'll see how much energy she has when she finishes. But with us tonight is Grace, playing Vera, the halfling retired crime boss, and now monk also. Fantastic. Jenny playing Daphne. I still need to write up a line for you. Daphne, the orc exile, now legionnaire, and current essentially babysitter for the group while they are within the Vreeman Empire.
I prefer to think of myself as a host, but sure.
Sure. And you're more of a Guth sitter than kind of the rest of the party. But speaking of which, we have Nick playing Guth, the Goliath barbarian druid, and Beth playing Shoji, the half-elf, totally not a necromancer. We are delighted that you decided to join us tonight. Without further ado, we're going to jump right back into when we last left our heroes. When we last left our heroes, they had recently reincarnated their friend Almania as a bird, which was cool, and it worked. And then they pursued a few other things in the Empire. I think primary among your guys' goals was to see if we could contact back home in Westershire. You guys almost made a deal with a Jaeger party known as the Scarlet Flame, a bunch of people who appeared to have been flayed at some point in their lives, and then kind of all the skin grew back horrifically. Think, Deadpool outside of the suit. And you guys kind of made a deal with them to train some kid who was getting his ass kicked in the arena. A half-orc who definitely has a name somewhere in my notes.
Karen, right?
What is it?
Karen.
Karan. Yeah.
I like Karen with the idea of a 40-year-old woman with a hot
blonde. Yeah.
Anyway.
With the tips and the foof in the back.
Totally.
The deal was basically, they'll send a message or two for you, but in return, you take this kid with you and train him up a little bit. I think it was Vera who put it to the party, and Guth said absolutely not. The kid's useless, and the Scarlet Flame walked away. You then tried the Scale Bound and found out that one or all of them are either hegemony blood priests or really, really just kind of idolize hegemony blood priests. And you said no. So instead, you went to the university. You met the heads of the head of the evocation, Volnung, and she cast sending for you twice. Almania contacted her brother, found out that soon he would be taken, but for the moment was fine and still possesses a sense of humor. Vera contacted her eldest son, Gideon Jr., found out that things in Anashur are really bad. They're bad. Her only granddaughter is missing. Her crime family is currently on the ropes. Ghouls are apparently coming out at night, and things are generally bad.
Don't worry, the family is fine. They're just missing somebody.
Exactly.
But the family's fine.
And my son loves me, and that's all that matters.
And also, Junior said that he loved me. You also know that the okay, I keep forgetting her title here. Hold on, territory, Imperial City, Arsward. Okay, never mind. I'll get her name in a second. I am not prepared with my notes. Anyway, I
have notes. Her name is, her name is Alendria Mercius. She's an Ausser of Evocation.
Ausser, there it is. Thank you. You may have a D6 inspiration die.
This is the reason.
You're amazing, Grace.
Elfsare
The best of us.
Thank you for my
definitely took
inspiration.
Notes on everything you guys said and everything that she received. And I think that's where we left off. You guys, unless anybody had anything else they wanted to say to the Elfsare, otherwise we'll assume you guys are standing in the hallway outside her office.
Other than once more conveying my deepest sympathies for the state of the rooms that these folks have left her with. Yeah, outside.
She looks in you in confusion. Huh. And you guys leave.
Okay.
'Cause
So, I
think
mean,
you
they
guys
spilled
noticed-
ink all over her desk and...
Right, which she just prestidigitated away.
Right,
It's
no.
like everything is neat and tidy again.
I'm salty about
Daphne's
that.
used to a commander who runs a very tight ship.
No, it was the Tribune all over again.
Yeah.
All right. You guys
Can
are
I?
standing in the hall outside the Elfsare's office.
Can I go up to Daphne and say, you said you were aware of someone else here at this university, Darbard?
Oh, yeah, but you got your message sent, yeah?
Oh,
So
the
there's
nutmeg
no-
guy, yeah.
There's no need
Yes,
to bother Darbad.
But I think I might have not heard that name, but I think I might have seen that name before.
Well,
On a
I mean,
map.
I don't know why you would have seen... Have you seen a map of the Empire?
No, it was a map that belonged to a friend of ours, and I thought I saw that name written on the map as if they knew each other.
Well, you must have saw it wrong, because as far as I know, Darbad Meg has been at the university here for quite a long time.
Yes, and my friend was an auxiliary of the Legion, so I don't know how we knew the name, but I thought I might inquire of this.
Oh, I'm
Scholar?
sure it's a totally different person. Most likely. It's probably a very common name, so...
It is. Insight
Sure,
check, although I don't really need to make one.
Roll an insight. Well, and now hold on. Before you roll, you do know that you have to abide by the results of the roll.
Yes.
So if you roll really badly,
Yeah. Yeah.
you want to go with your gut or you want to go with the roll?
I'll go with my gut for this one. Daphne,
right.
dearie. Why don't you want me to meet this man or woman? I frankly don't know.
It's not that, honestly. It's just that, well, I would rather get back someplace where I'm more comfortable and to show you around the city and let you see the beautiful things. I don't like these places with all the stuffy people and the books and the stuff. It's a little outside of my comfort. That's all. But if you wish to see Darbad, Meg, I will take you to him. Just I don't know him very well.
I don't know it at all. I will just be polite, yes?
Probably very busy. Yeah, he's like a teacher.
I don't really know how you could be uncomfortable, though, because you live in the fishbowl. And it's so boring and claustrophobic. Like, the walls are huge, but they're also getting smaller. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you couldn't be comfortable. I could sleep on the road and nothing would happen to me. I think.
Yeah, it's just that, well, you know how it is, Guth. You're this, the Legion, and they're people that think like you, yeah, and they maybe...
Nobody in the Legion thought like me.
But they...
Well, there was a couple of the dudes, the rucksack guys. Never
So
mind.
you made some good friends.
I like some of those guys.
The thought of, thinking with your body instead of, the brain.
You can't think with your body.
Yeah, no, you just do, yeah? It's just, you don't always have people harping over you all the time, like, no, you misformed this glyph or whatever, And
I
then
don't
they say,
brag
I
ever.
don't understand how somebody without any discipline and without any willingness to study can actually do magic. Like, they don't understand why. And I try to explain about the ancestors and they don't listen.
I don't
While
feel like
this
you're
is
talking
going
about
on-
me anymore. But
real quick, while this is going on, Shoji, did you get a chance to watch the last episode? Do you know where they are?
I got about halfway through the last episode, so I'm not exactly sure.
But at the moment, you guys are at the academy. Shoji, you're with the group. I just kind of tagged you along with them. So you guys are just kind of standing in the hall of a building dedicated to the research and military application of abjuration and evocation. So abjuration, shielding magic, evocation, mostly destruction magic.
Elemental magic, technically.
Sure.
Interesting.
Elemental.
we're descending one because words hurt more than anything else.
Yeah, just like
So
that.
Shoji, while they're arguing, is there anything that you would like to do, or are you just listening?
Usually I'm just listening, but if there's like lots of research here, could I snoop around for anything related to like necromancy, like life and death kind of things, or like medical records, anything? Like, I'm not gonna be obvious. I'm just gonna
Over
be
here.
Are you wandering? Are you like wandering into nearby rooms? Are you like going to different floors? How far are you wandering?
I'll go like legit to different floors, like just looking for like any kind of like medical research or anything like that. Like, I'm never going to like indicate or imply like I'm looking like directly information about necromancy, but I'm gonna just like purely medical interests, I just want to improve my skills and I have an
God,
opportunity here.
This is so Frankenstein.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. You find nothing even remotely close to necromancy anywhere. Nothing even suggestive of it. This building also doesn't seem to have any information about medicine. That could be one of the other buildings kind of within the academy, but this one seems primarily abjuration and evocation. So you talk to students and kind of peer into rooms, peruse bookshelves. It's abjuration and evocation. Most of the rooms you're not allowed into, but you can kind of see, and you're watching people, most of them in Legion tunics, chucking fire and lightning and ice and earth at other people. Most of whom are dressed in Legion tunics as well, casting shield and counters, etc. So there's a lot of it's run very much in a military fashion. That seems to be the primary purpose is less research and more, military application of what is known and implanting that in future legionnaires.
No, the Freemans have split the atom.
Oh no! What would that look like in a fin? Never mind. And by never mind, I mean I'm definitely writing a note about that.
Can I?
Darbad's with us.
Hmm?
Come meet Darbad Meg with us. I think he might be your man.
Yes, I'll do that. No,
were you doing anything else, or are you wandering back to the group?
actually, I think I will ask around, see if I can find a building that does have some kind of medical research attached to it,
Okay.
Or like training for medics, maybe.
Okay. Vera, you would probably be the only one who notices this because Daphne and Guth are in the middle of a conversation. At some point, Shoji just kind of turns and wanders off.
Can I catch her eye and just like give her a nod? Like, go on.
Go. Have fun. Great. Shoji, yeah, you're pretty quickly pointed to to the third Vonung, kind of the third of these academic buildings, which seems closest. Legion non-magical training in medicine is typically taught actually in the Mars ward as part of basic combat training. But there is the third Vonong is almost entirely dedicated to agriculture.
Agriculture. All right, I'm gonna get bored and wander back to the party.
Okay, cool. I want some healing. Well, the closest we've got here is, we got agriculture. We got some people who might have some healing ability. Nah. All right. You wander back to the party. Goose and Daphne, you guys are arguing.
Okay, well, when we finish, if it's clear that Vera wants to go to Darbad, Meg, I will take her to him.
It is very clear because that's the connection to Oz that I'm interested in.
But I'm like grumbling under my breath the whole way in Orc.
What are you saying in Orc, Daphne?
I just don't understand why they have to have all of these rules and all of these books, and why is it so stupid? They do everything else so smart. Why don't they just listen to you when you say sometimes you just need to feel the anger and have lightning shoot out of your hand? That's as simple as it is. Why do they overcomplicate everything?
Are you saying about Vreen?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's my one point of contention is that Daphne does not like to be made to feel stupid. And she had a teacher who did that. It wasn't Darbad, but the university has those connotations for her.
I mean, the purpose of Gooth ever poking at it is because he's annoyed and bored, and if he gets someone to start agreeing with him, he'll just kind of be like, okay, just like gets like uncomfortable and walks away from the girl with like steam coming out of her ears and apparently almost lightning out of her hands, and we'll just kind of walk wherever.
Okay, you guys exit the first Vonong, and in the show your heart sinks as Daphne leads you to the third to find Darbad Meg. I'm so sorry. I can find his character sheet. I'm trying to find his note.
If you think about it, agriculture is necromancy. I mean, you put
it is
dead seed in the ground and it comes back to life.
The seed's already alive.
I know.
Say, yeah,
They're using an old metaphor.
Definitional problems
if you think about it, if you take it a step further back, Grace, you put decomposing matter into the soil,
to
then you
create
plant the
life.
seed, and then life happens.
I was thinking super Greco-Roman, like, the myth of Hades and Persephone, and they have this thing about going down into the underworld as part of fertility and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go. I can do this. Perfect. Okay. So you guys head over to the there it is, perfect. To the agriculture building. You're eventually directed to Darbad Meg's office, or I'm sorry, Alfser Darbad Meg. And his office is slightly different than the previous one.
We remember.
You kind of open the door, and the ground is just carpeted with vegetation.
But he was just gonna say it was just carpeted. Like that's it. It's just carpet on the floor.
Carpeted with vegetation. It is so thick. It comes up to your knees, and you cannot see any further down than about halfway down your shin. Except for you, Vera. It's like up to your midriff about. And
I like this type of guy.
Yeah.
Hey, we're looking for Garbage Leg. Who are we? Is this
I love it.
Garbage leg office.
It goes, the vegetation goes all the way up to the wall, covers the ceiling, and you can actually see you can hear like little chitters, and little bits of the vegetation here and there move suddenly. There's definitely stuff living and scurrying around kind of in this room, which is fairly expansive. And about 40 feet down, right, you guys just stepped into this other world. There is this massive gold and yellow flower. We're talking like 7 or 8 feet across, just kind of growing out of a corner way down the room. And occasionally you can see this little vine just like whip out and grab something. You hear like, "Ee!" And it pulls it into the flower. And there is a large orc sitting behind, I'm sorry, half orc sitting behind the, a something covered in vegetation. And he's simply sitting there reading a book. Guth and Daphne, both of you recognize echo markings on him. And Guth, you would recognize his echo.
I got him up, if you remember what.
Yeah.
Was he an eater of the dead?
No. That'd be cool. He is a shadow hound.
Oh, nice.
That's a cool
I
name.
was really thinking the Zimwaka, which are the Earthwise, and that would have made sense.
Sadly, no. And he looks up as you guys enter. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
Dark
man.
Lake. Was it? I mean, I knocked on the door. I already said that as I walked in. Like,
Yeah. The name is Darbed Meg, but sure. And you say you're looking for what?
you, I think. Hold on, I shouldn't have come in first. What are we here for? And I kind of like learned. Like,
I can't get through the grass. I'm just
I'll
like,
pick
oh,
Ma up and just kind of set her on my shoulder.
thank you.
Both Daphne and Guth grab opposite shoulders of Vera and just like lift.
It's like that little kid thing where one parent grabs one hand and the other parent grabs the other hand, and they say,
You just pop out her shoulder joints.
yeah.
So you are now sitting on Guth's shoulder.
Oh, I'm currently having flashbacks to the monkey incident in this office from the previous campaign.
Oh wow!
Let
I
a person
did
swallow
not
first,
know.
right?
I did not know that you were also under there. Where did you come from? You're not one of mine.
Oh, sorry. I heard your name and I thought I recognized it. From I think you may be acquaintance of a friend of mine. Ozymandias? Does that ring a bell? That name?
I have not heard this name. It is very old name.
Yes, he
I
was
do not know
a
anyone who wears it.
who wore it before. If it's an old name.
I don't know. It follows very old naming conventions.
Perhaps you might recognize this, and I'll take out the hilt of the dagger that Oz was carrying that has the insignia on it.
It was the sword that was broken, and he uses a dagger.
Yeah, no, I know what sword you're talking about. Hold on. He's going to make a history check. I'm
Good
sorry,
set.
I don't recognize the dagger.
He was a scout with the fifth over in Worcestershire. He had a map that had your name on it. He was exploring Worcestershire for them.
Look, I know I've gained a couple pounds. I don't know that I would really be showing up on a map.
Your name.
Ah,
He
that
wrote
was
your
good
name.
one.
Right? I liked it. I'm not usually that quick, but I'm proud of that
You
one.
were very fast in that moment. That was good.
Also, you're an Ironhide. Fuck you, man.
Hey, fuck you, man. You little doggy bitch. What are you?
Yeah, the
Shadowhound?
The
Ooh.
second I see you outside the Empire, I'm going to rip your throat out and wear it as a shoe.
Oh, really? I'll turn you into a pair of shoes, you stupid mutt.
All
This
right,
is
boys.
Great. What?
Let them go, Daphne. I mean, I have boys. I get it.
I
Well,
mean, I can literally say he started it. Literally.
it doesn't matter who started it. I am here to stop it. Look,
Where the fuck are you from? You're not from the Gatewield. I'm going to wear your toenails as eye shades.
I mean, by
That's
all means,
Gross. It's not even a good, like, jape. I don't like that.
Right, because I'm calling her feet big, right? The
I'm
big
from
fucking
the-
toenails.
I'm from
You couldn't
the
see through them.
jungle.
I said it's eye shades, dumbass.
Like shades.
Wait,
Like shades
You
to
know
put.
Laura Beast, right?
No, like the things that you put on your face when this is dumb. I mean, I thought we were up here and you brought it way down.
You
All right,
made a
let's-
stupid joke about eye shades. Who
Yeah,
wears
it
eye
wasn't-
shades?
Look, dumbass, it wasn't my best. God.
Oh yeah.
Little person, this has gone way down. What did you want?
by all means, continue. This is the most fun I've had for days. Although I would appreciate perhaps downgrading the language. You were getting quite creative without needing to resort to that.
Yes, but traditionally this is when the actual violence happens, but we can't really do that here.
Yeah, we don't. We
I'm
don't
It's a
really
good
get
stopping place.
two insults. We just kind of start hitting past the. We each have like a one opening zinger, and then you hit the other person before they get the second one out. So this is new territory for me, for sure.
As the officer knows, we are more civilized than that now that we are here in the Empire. So please, if Mrs. Mayweather could just do the business she came here to be done with, then I can go home and wash the dust from the books off of myself.
Yes. Well, I suppose the only thing left, if you don't recognize the name of Oz, is what sort of research do you do? I mean, why would he have known you, I suppose?
Well, not really knowing, again, who this Ozymandias was, I mean, I teach the magic of growing things.
Is that how you know Laura Weiss?
That's
No,
how he showed up on the map.
I know Lord of, I guess she's shaman. No, she's shepherd now, but
Shepherd, yeah.
yeah, I met Laura Weiss when she and her friends came in here about a year ago, looking for a cure for lycanthropy. But again, I don't know this Ozymandias, and unless he's real big on agriculture and learning how to make a field produce a lot of food multiple times in a season, then I don't know why he would be connected to me or have my name on his map. Oh, there's
Sorry.
not much on you, is there? You were like hiding behind the door, but like the door was like this, and still I couldn't really see you.
Jason,
That-
she's
that
not
happened.
undead. I don't believe them.
What was that?
Me? Do you perhaps have a namesake, or is there somebody in history with your same name that may have been associated with us?
I mean, probably it's not a rare name, and
Okay. Do you know
So-
if there's anyone?
in the Echoes we tend to die a lot, so we go through a lot of names. So there are probably several.
Let's see.
So, I mean, we always suspected that Ozymandias was not his original name. So you don't recognize the sigil on this hilt, then?
No, it probably comes from somewhere in the borderlands, but I don't recognize the house.
Hmm. All right, thank you.
Is there anywhere we could find somebody who might recognize the house, like who's
Yeah, we could go
historian?
to
Who would
the
know?
library.
Absolutely.
Oh. Can you tell us?
Here at the university?
Oh, I don't know where, but I mean, it's from the borderlands. Surely somewhere somebody knows what it is.
Is someone at the Gebrecan would know? That's more books.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you came to, the third Volnung for the, no, sorry, slipping into the Freeman. I don't know why you came here if you were looking for historical information.
No, I just thought you might have met him. Can I just give him as detailed a physical description as I can to see if?
Yeah, he straight up does not recognize anything you describe about Oz.
Awesome. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, perhaps the only way to tell would be to find his original name, or at least his house, his family. I don't know. I suppose if there's someone left behind, I'd think they'd want to know that he's gone.
Well, I mean, I don't. So if there's nothing else,
Of course.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you
are
for your
sorry to have
time.
bothered you, officer.
Thank you for your time.
of course. Are you sure? You can stay though. I need to feed the flower over there if you wanted to help, but nah, you probably.
Actually, I would like to help.
All right. I mean, you can just walk over to it if you like. It'll take care of the rest.
Hey,
Shoji,
I mean, I'll feed it something.
it's eating small creatures out of the undergrowth. I was just a small creature in the undergrowth. That is why I have politely declined.
Oh, I just wanted to see something get eaten by a flower. I don't want to get eaten. Bye.
It was another bad joke. I apologize. All right, get the fuck out of my office. Sorry for the language, but fuck off. Sorry again. Sometimes it just comes out.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you.
for your assistance. So Daphne, do you know what he was talking about? Someone who might know the houses of the borderlands.
As we
Yeah.
leave his office, can
I
we
was
can
gonna
talk
say,
as we walk?
nobody said anything, so I'm assuming, Vera, that before you start talking about him in the third person, you first step out of the office.
Yes, we've walked
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Good,
As
buddy.
we're walking out of the office, I'll just kind of turn around before I close the door, like, "Hey, Wolf Boy, try not to get too excited. Full moon!" And I'll flash him my butt.
Cool. I need you to make a dexterity saving.
Oh, God.
Oh wait, is it an attack roll or a saving throw? Hold on.
I'm not sure what you're doing, but
Yeah, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I get advantage if I can see it, right?
You're flashing him.
I can
That
still.
means you
I was
can-
looking over my shoulder, like between my legs, to see his face. That's the whole point of it.
Okay. You're going to have. It's going to be a straight roll then, because you're going to have disadvantage because you are bent over. With, I guess the loincloth isn't really going to restrict your movement, but you are starting like bent fully over, so it'll be a straight roll.
I'll just toss you a dexterity saving throw.
I gotta
10.
see this.
Oh, that was a journey, man.
A large vine sprouts from the ground and attaches to the most graspable thing, and it pulls that thing 20 feet towards the desk. Would you like to follow it?
Huh?
A vine grabs your junk and pulls your junk 20 feet towards Darbad Meg. Did you want to follow it?
That feels like a called shot. I don't.
It's a dex save.
Well, if the question is whether or not I wanted to be castrated, sure. As I feel the pull, I'll just grab the vine so that I'm not being pulled sideways.
Yeah, You get dragged towards the desk. Another you kind of slam in it. Another vine drags you out of the office, and the door slams shut.
I'll just shout at the door. That was a good one. I kind of earned it. But I definitely got the upper hand.
Yeah, I'm
Because
better
of
at
the
the
move.
slapstick than the witty things. Fuck off now.
I'll be
and-
back.
I don't know what you guys were doing in the hallway, but a Guth with his loincloth around his knees gets dragged out into the hallway after you guys.
I'm just standing there with my hands on my hips with like the mom eyebrow raise. That expression.
Well, did you ask me the question if I knew about where you could go for history stuff or not?
I did, yes.
So this is the most reluctant you have seen Daphne with anything regarding the Empire. Major eye roll. Yeah, we can go to the library.
Oh
Don't-
no, not the paper eating boys. Oh my god. We just got away from them. That dude was fun.
I am perfectly happy to do this on my own time. You do not need to accompany me if this is going to be an issue.
No,
And
it
Daphne,
is
dear,
my
you don't
duty
need to.
No, it is my duty as the host, the representative
offense,
of the Legion.
Ma, I don't feel like you'd get past the second shelf of books, which wouldn't be a very advantageous way to go to the library.
That is probably true. Probably true. Daphne, dear, you do seem to have a rather strong aversion, shall we say, to scholarship? Academia, perhaps, is a better word.
Yeah, well, I am a person of action, not a person who sits and moons over things that are written on pieces of paper.
Well, frankly, I rather agree with you. As to finding books on the topic, I'd much rather ask someone who's read them, if that makes sense.
Well,
Not
I
a very
mean,
fast reader.
I don't know who's the person that reads all the books is, because I would rather spend my time elsewhere.
I assume there's a librarian if there's a library.
Most likely, like I said, the recreational time is somewhat limited, so I have my places I like to go, and then I don't go to the other places so much, but I can take you there. I know where it is.
Thank you. Let's go on an adventure, shall we? Again, this is entirely personal. You didn't know the young man who was in our party for a little bit of time, and frankly,
Yeah,
I'm not
so
sure we did.
Is he someone that you left behind, like you left behind the priester?
He
No,
is
they
not-
tried to cover him in flowers.
Yes, Guth did see, but we
Uh,
burnt him, which was honorable.
Yes, I did that part.
Yes.
Well, good on you, Goose, and I assume that you
I
are
heard
like
it.
at least
I mean, he got hit with disintegrate. There wasn't
he
anything.
wasn't burned.
We were
Oh,
burying
yeah,
his
no, no.
ashes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
There was just
We made a
flowers,
cairn.
but you illuminated his life.
Yeah,
Older. It was
I did the
fine.
Mulder thing. I forgot. I was
Yeah.
thinking of
Yeah,
someone
we
else.
made a cairn. We made a cairn.
I mean, to be fair, his last moments of death, yes, he was on, or sorry, of life, he was on fire. But
Yeah, he
And I
was
remem-
burned.
Okay, I remember talking about that, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he was burned. What's the problem?"
Well, I mean, yeah, so that's fine. And I'm, of course, willing to help you find out anything you can about your companion. But, well, if he wasn't from the Empire, then I don't know what you can find exactly.
Well, I suppose my question is, and I look at the hilt a little bit. It seems to me that a family does not have a symbol or a sigil of some kind unless they're of some importance. And it seems to me that a scholar or a politician or someone would have some knowledge of this family if it was significant in the borderlands, even though it is not Freeman.
Well, I mean, everyone has a mark of their own, right? Like, I gesture to Guth's tattoos.
I just
I
do
mean,
this to mine.
The echoes, we mark our bodies with whatever.
Well, the
symbol.
students did this one to me.
Well, the spirits also left their mark on me, Goose, but it was different.
Ooh.
Well, you can't see it, that's all. But it doesn't mean any less, I'll have you know.
You haven't told me what it was, so I really can't say anything
Well,
about it.
you haven't asked. So, that's fine. We will stay, what's the phrase? Stay on the task? I think that's it.
We were going
So-
to eat the paper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
we will
go
go
eat the
find the paper pushers and talk to them about the books. Can I see the symbol? Like, what does it look like?
Sure. And I show her the hilt, and it's a wolf biting through a spear, I think was what you said.
It was a lion, I think, biting through a sword.
Yeah.
Was it? Why
No,
do I
I
have
think
wolf
so.
biting a spear in my notes?
Red lion on an orange field, biting a sword in half.
Oh, wonder why I have the wrong notes.
Do
Interesting.
I recognize it at all?
This is not something that you would know.
Cool. Well, that's a pretty picture.
Yes, I thought so.
So, who was this guy? Like, what was his deal?
Are you guys going anywhere as you're having this conversation, or are you guys where are we going?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, we're gonna
starting
walk
them
toward the library. Well, he worked as a scout for the Legion outside of Worcestershire.
So he
and we,
was like a mercenary?
well, no, an auxiliary, I believe. Of more honor than that, he was certainly well known in the Legion. And we accompanied him on, shall we say, a personal expedition, and lost him.
Well, you just like lost him? Like, what happened? Did you fight? Was there a battle?
Yes. And we lost it against a evil man.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're all evil men outside of the Empire.
Yes, but this one,
So
I tend
what's
not
so
to
special?
judge.
What's so specially evil about this one?
I will freely admit I tend not to judge. People make decisions for all sorts of reasons, but this man,
Was he like a big scary ghoul guy? Like, was he like the one that killed the priester and then apparently brought the priester back to life and you just left him there? Not that I'm sore about that or anything.
he was a wizard who pretended to be a mentor and a teacher and a father and a friend.
To you?
No. To someone I care about.
Because I was going to say, though. Never mind.
But in truth, he was an abuser. And before my life is out, he'll be in the ground. And we will not burn him.
Well, technically speaking, you probably should, because the
If
undead
burning-
happens to the not burned people.
If the
Unless they're
burning is an
Freemans.
honorable death, I want him disintegrated or smashed into lots of tiny, tiny pieces.
Yeah, but that doesn't protect the spirits from taking him, yeah? Like what happened to your friend, to Armania.
I admit, I'm not familiar with the arcane or with the necromantic, shall we say?
Yeah, that shit is bad stuff. Like, if you practice that here, I kill you on sight. Yeah? So, just watch your step, yeah?
I don't know why you're speaking this to me.
And, like, stage whispers, Daphne's like, I wasn't.
So you guys, the Gebrecan is actually pretty close to the academy. So at this point, you guys kind of arrive. Are we all going into the Gebrecan?
The library?
Yeah. Okay.
I will go in as...
It's a fairly large building, and just imagine, right, wall to wall books, and imagine, right, just thick, dark wood, right, we full like ladders that go up the whole bookshelf.
Achoo!
Small reading tables with some chairs gathered around them, and it's just kind of these open hallways that go right and left and kind of curve around, and it's just books on both walls, all the way around the building. You do not see anybody in here, but the doors are just wide open into this place, so you guys can just walk in.
I walk in and I snoop around for a living soul because I don't read very well.
I will walk in right behind her, and I'm immediately like hailing out. Hello? Anyone in here?
Can I continue my earlier investigation?
Yeah, you're looking for both necromancy and medicine?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You kind of wander off looking for labels. You don't know Freeman, so you don't understand the labels, so you're kind of looking for symbols on book spines and things like that. Give me an investigation with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Vera, your passive perception is
19.
Um,
Ancient dragons got nothing on me.
an ancient
Ancient
red
dragon
has
is
a
23.
passive perception of 25.
Dang.
They got 6 points on you.
Oh, I'm working on that. By the time I hit, if I live that long, higher level, we'll see.
You need expertise, man.
Yeah.
Not expertise, reliable talent. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Shoji, what'd you roll with on investigation?
9.
9.
Is that with that's with disadvantage?
Oh, with disadvantage. Oh, all right. Investigation. Let's see.
Eh.
Okay.
9.
9.
Yeah, you definitely find medical books. They have diagrams. Not a lot of new or advanced stuff from what you've found. It's a lot of stuff that you've learned already.
Okay.
And again, you find nothing on necromancy at all. Vera, as you guys are kind of wandering around looking for somebody, you notice just before it moves, you're not sure why you didn't notice it immediately, but kind of sitting in a large chair near a window, kind of this big break in the books, and there's spring sunlight shining in. As you kind of hello, a massive creature kind of shifts in one of the chairs, and you look over as a very large minotaur
Yay!
Spurs in a chair and just kind of turns to look at you. And you can see this Minotaur is old. All of its fur is gray, shot through with white. And he wears, to you, massive spectacles. And he just kind of turns and looks at you guys.
Hello, sir. Do you work here?
Apologies for not greeting you. This is my library.
I see. Then
Can
you
I
then you're
help
the
you
man.
find something?
Yes, you're the man I'm looking for. I'm looking for information about prominent families in the borderlands. I have an artifact, shall we say. I'm looking to match a sigil to a name.
The sigil, and he
Yes.
holds out a hand.
I show him the hilt. Give him the hilt.
He takes a look at it, and without saying anything, he gets up. What's your passive insight? Or actually, just give me an insight check.
All right. It's 18.
This Minotaur is extraordinarily sad. You're not, you don't know what about, but there is a heavy mantle of sadness about him. Just kind of deepened and enhanced by kind of the age and the slow movements. But he slowly kind of lumbers out of the chair and just kind of starts wandering around the books, and eventually kind of reaches up high, pulls out a book, flips through it, and then kind of turns to a page, just holds it out to you.
What language is it in as I take the book?
Great question. I have to figure out how old the book would be then. This would be in common.
Alrighty.
But it is a list of the 13 noble houses of Sogorod.
Noble houses.
Which is kind of the forward most. It is the borderland city closest to kind of the plains of Elder Night itself. So the heraldry matches that of House Estizian.
Could you spell that for me?
I can. A-S-T.
Yeah.
A-E-S-I-E-N.
A-E-S-I-E-N. Right. I do the thing where I'm sounding out the letters like this once I see the picture. The picture is very helpful, but I have to sound out the letters.
Yeah.
Give me a break. I didn't learn to read till I was like 100.
List of the 13 noble houses. The current royal house is that of Kaymorn, but House Estizian is one of the mid, like lower middle of the high houses. So it's not the most powerful. It's not the most influential. As of the writing of this book, they were engaged in heavy trade and had regular caravans that used to pass through what is now the Woad. The Woad being, tens of thousands of square miles of impassable forest, right? Nobody who has gone in has ever come out. But the writing of this book dates from before the Woad became impassable. So it references a trade route through the Woad from the borderlands to both the Alliance, but also quite a bit with the hegemony.
Did it go through Mindanathil?
There is no reference here to Mindanathil.
Okay. That's interesting.
Not that
Not
you
that
would
Vera
actually
would
know.
know.
Not that Vera would know that name.
Yes.
Um,
Sorry.
Great engineer interested.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I know that. I've picked up on you guys going like, all right, which Freeman from the last campaign haven't we gone and met again yet?
Well,
So,
I had an ulterior motive coming here. Another ulterior motive coming here.
No, you have done it while role playing your characters without flaw or a metagame. So I'm not complaining. I love these characters.
I know these are
Just
great.
weird to hear about Oz again.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
hearing all the old stuff. I opened up the Word doc for the first time in like months. It's just
I was just looking for it, and I was like, oh, actually, I remember some of this.
Unfinished business for Vera. We'll call it that.
Yep. Trade routes primarily with the hegemony. At that time, at least, it was kind of a middle to minor house, but numbered among the 13 high houses of Sogorod.
Thank you. This is very helpful. Do you happen to have any more current texts about these houses? This appears to be somewhat out of date, though still very helpful.
And also, do you have any really heavy books you could just drop on my head? That might be more entertaining than this.
Probably true, but yes. I think perhaps he wouldn't want to damage the books in any manner, though.
I
Yeah.
do have a hard head. That is a thing that people have told to me.
So, Goose, if you want to go out into the street and do some light wrestling, we could do that.
Yes,
What-
I'm not
what
in
do
any
you
trouble
think
here.
Light wrestling means. What the,
There will be no dropping of any books here. If you wish to combat one another, you will take it indeed into the street. Apologies, I have no or current works on the House Astaisian.
Oh, no trouble. No trouble at all. Do you work here alone? Are these all yours?
This is my task.
Well, it's a lot of things to manage on one's own. So good for you for doing the work no one else wants to do. Thank you very much. Are we done, Mrs. Mayweather?
Yes, except perhaps, sir, I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry.
My name. God damn. These are notes I have not visited in so long.
You want me to help you out, Josh?
And I just closed the page. Sure.
Coleman Lichter.
Thank you.
Coleman Lichter.
Do you happen to remember his title?
He is not the Oxreaver.
Nope.
Gosh.
Got it.
No, it's in Talia's notes somewhere because Talia actually has read his stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am Aaron Wachter Coleman Lichter.
I'm very pleased to meet you. Do you happen to know where in the city they might have records of that sort about the ruling houses of the Borderlands, a more modern history?
Your best chance of that would be to speak with the any of the Myrna councils, but primarily that of the Eisen Ward. You might also be able to find information with the Legion, as until last year, there was always a Vreeman Legion stationed in the borderlands to assist.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh, out of character here. Am I recalling that the first actually just recently came down from the borderlands? Is that information that Daphne has?
You can give me a history check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because you're Legion and you're familiar with usually where they all are.
Can I make one as my dead character
Oh,
who definitely knows something about this?
we're trying to find out about your dead
absolutely
character.
may.
You know everything.
That is 12.
Oz's history modifier.
What? Intelligence was, I think, 0 or 1.
You are, however, well, I'm sorry. Oz was proficient in history, though, so you can make a roll with a +4. Also with advantage.
Oh, me? Actually,
Totally do it.
just for the okay.
Daphne with a 12. No, I think it was the third.
No,
that-
the third is my Legion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the third was the last one stationed in the borderlands.
Oh, okay.
I rolled 3 8s. I've rolled 3 times and only rolled 8 every time.
It's your
Nick,
number.
Oz is somewhat familiar with that.
Oh, Oz knows. Yeah, it's in the doc. Yeah,
Yeah, Daphne, I'm pretty sure it's the third, and I'm gonna go with Daphne is about as sure as Josh is at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, the third came back from the borderlands not that long ago, I guess. You could probably ask the Tribune would know.
I will. Thank you.
The Tribune of the Diadem. I mean, there are several tribunes, but my superior is the Tribune of the Diadem, and she's the one who keeps all the records.
It's very good to know. Thank you very much.
What's the most interesting looking book in here, from where I can see?
Roll a perception check. And do you mean, objectively interesting or interesting to Goof?
I said the word interesting. What would most eye-catching? How about that? Before I roll,
Okay.
I'm saying the word eye-catching.
Yeah.
Definitely
It could be
the
a
one that
big one. It could be a whole bunch of little ones.
it's definitely the one you have to
I like that one.
With a 22, there is Nick, question for you. You can decide this. Can Guth read common?
I don't think there would have been any reason for him to come into contact with writing.
Yeah. Okay.
I see no reason for him to have come into contact for at least at periods for sure. Like he found a scroll or something when they raided caravans, but he hasn't been taught anything. Maybe he had people be like, hey, this is how you spell your name, but that's like the most guys.
Yeah, there is a very large book. It is black with gold trim in very, very fancy patterns. And there's very fancy writing on the spine and on the front. And it's hefty and solid.
May I roll an emergency insight check to see if Guth is feeling fractious?
You don't even need. Goot has been staring at the ceiling and he's looking around, and it's like a dog. Like literally, he was like, book, and then he just starts walking that way. Like you just head snap and then double take, walk.
Vera, I'm gonna say that it depends on what Guth does, because currently you are involved in a conversation with Coleman Lichter.
True, but if I see him in my periphery, moving.
She sees and is aware of me walking towards the book and opening it, which is what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay.
I am
You
going
open
to
the book.
immediately spin around, just go, okay, I have gotten everything that I need. Shall we go find something more interesting?
Guth, this book has tons of writing in it. It has lots of like just dense text and then kind of sub-paragraphs in even smaller writing with weird symbols that aren't part of whatever alphabet it's written in, and then but every once in a while there are amazing pictures.
Oh, yes.
There are lots and lots of pictures. Now, plenty of them are pictures of ruins, and many of them are sketches. I mean, right? It's all hand drawn pictures, but a lot of them are sketches of inscriptions. So that's not really, the inscription itself isn't really exciting. But there are also pictures of images, and it looks like a lot of these were drawn from the perspective of kind of like sitting in some kind of hallway, and there's rubble, and it's just kind of these, right? Somebody has sketched pictures that they found kind of in these ruins, things like that. And then there are other pictures clearly drawn like from the imagination of things very similar to what you guys saw on kind of the inverted pediment above the Myth of Honor. Scenes of battle between these mythical figures and these horrific creatures, and all kinds of things like that. They're great. They're really cool.
Yeah, just keep flipping. His initial reaction was just to flip it back and forth, just fan the pages back and forth, and then I see that there are pictures, and he looks at the pictures and kind of like taking it in. I feel like Guth finds this very interesting. At first, he was just like finding something to play with, and he just kind of starts sitting quietly and just flipping through a lot more slowly.
It goes from the like blah 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 to.
I see this and I find it adorable, so I shut up.
He has
I
really
see this and I walk
big
over.
fingers are having trouble turning the thin pages, so he's doing like to flip it over.
I walk over and look at the book over his shoulder. What's it about?
He's skipping through to the pictures, but there's definitely a lot of archaeology. There's a lot of there's a lot of clearly archaeology, and then it also contains what look like analyses, like heavy analyses of really in-depth arguments about archaeology and implications of things that have been found, and such like things.
Yeah, so are we done? Can we go now?
Can I ask, was I semi-alone with Coleman Lichter for those seconds when they were distracted by the book? I just want to talk to him
there for
quietly.
a couple minutes.
Yeah,
For
there
anyone
was a
interested,
moment.
like,
There was a moment where you were like, "Oh,
Then I thought it was adorable and I stopped.
okay, cool." Daphne's over there. Showed you. They kind of walked around out of sight. You found some medical textbooks, not a lot of useful things. You find also. I'm sorry, you did not find anything on necromancy. Would you have kind of come and joined the group? What are you up to?
Yeah, I think I would have had I would wander back to the group and then see the giant minotaur thing. Like, ooh, what's this? So I'm just like listening.
Okay, you're just listening.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're semi alone.
Yeah, I don't care if people hear it, but I'm just going to
actually
say quietly.
Almanya's here, but
Yeah.
he's looking for books on music.
This might be tricky because I think I come up to about his knee, but I'm going to say sort of very quietly, you're grieving and I'm sorry.
Indeed. Thank you.
Friend or family?
Student.
Both then.
Both.
I'm sorry. And
Just a
I'll walk
question.
away.
Okay.
Does
As-
Joe
as-
know much
as-
about minotaurs?
Give me 1 second. As he turns away, you can see kind of on the other shoulder that you haven't quite seen yet. There's a patch of skin, probably about that big. On again, this is on him, so kind of on you, it might be more like that size. There's a patch of skin that clearly there's some kind of pattern that has been scarred away, like cut through, damaged to the point where without really close inspection, you wouldn't be able to figure out what that pattern is. You're not sure if it's a tattoo or something like that. Shoji, what would you know about minotaurs?
Yeah. Would I know anything?
Give me a history check. The only minotaur you've ever seen was that one or multiple that kept like popping up when you guys were hunting your way through Westishire. Just this minotaur in kind of brightly colored clothing and armor and heavily armed, and apparently stuffing food in its face, carrying food around, and every time it saw you, it either ran or threw weapons at you. That's that is the extent of your experience with minotaurs.
I see. So, in my impression, would they be more considered like enemies? Like a ghoul or something?
Again, you're from Westishire, and before you saw that one, you had never even seen one. They don't even enter into your consciousness as, there are minotaurs. They are some kind of people. They don't walk around. Nobody interacts with them much. Again, your extent of experience with them is, well, minotaurs throw javelins at me. For this one.
All right. I'm gonna back away then.
This is entirely for Grace's own edification and metagaming. Can I do a very quick scan of the room and maybe even sort of peek into one of the other rooms? Is there any sign that anyone else works in this library or has been here?
An empty desk.
Is there some reason that you distrust what the Ehrenwachter said?
No, just out of curiosity, but also if there's someone who might know more.
There does not appear to be anybody else here.
Where is he gone? Gosh, dang it. Okay. I'm not emotional.
You never came
I
back from
will.
Westchester.
I know. Yeah. I don't know where in the timeline that is. Okay. So I will start to drift towards the door, keeping an eye open on Guth and the book, which is still one of the cutest things ever.
Guth, seeing that people are leaving, he's gonna kind of like grab Almania and show, and just gonna be like, "Hey, watch this." He's gonna hold the book up to his face, and just say, "Oh, I like this one," and then blow on the page to make it sound like he's tearing the book, but not actually. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever seen the thing where you can blow on the edge of a page?
Nick,
We work at a middle school. Yeah, I was about to say we work at a middle school.
I'm around children all day.
My children are smaller than your children, Josh.
Anyway,
he has like just settled down back into his chair in the sunlight where he was sleeping before
The
you
man
guys
is
came in.
depressed. Don't do it.
And he turns and swings his head toward you, sees that you have not actually torn the page. It is lucky for you that you did not.
Show's gonna like back away. Like
Destruction of Gedacht home lore constitutes a violation of imperial law.
Sorry, it was
that
it was
should
a
be
thing
bad.
where like the little person, Ma,
And he
she was
turns
kind of
back
watching me a lot,
in
and
his chair.
I'm still talking at his
Okay.
back. And she was like watching me a lot, and I was a joke for her. Oh, and I like look at Omanya and like I legitimately feel bad about that one. That was like a prank on Ma, and I kind of
Yeah,
ruined
that
the
was-
library thing.
Booth, that one probably went just a little bit over the line. Not gonna lie, we should probably leave.
Yeah, I think I set the book down and like almost put it on the floor. And remember him saying there will be no dropping of books, and then like immediately like run over. If I remember where it was, I try to put it back exactly where it was.
Oh yeah, there's a big gaping spot where it was.
I put it right back, and then I like think about saying thank you to his back, and then I just sprint out of the door. And
As you go past Daphne, she says to you in Orc, well, I mean, I thought it was funny a little bit.
You guys are mean.
I was not even
I'm just
thinking
taking
about the Minotaur. I was like, this will be funny because Ma's like been watching me, and then he was like, hey, watch this. And then the depressed Minotaur, and then just like the complete angle I forgot. Oh, that was tough.
So you guys come out onto the street, and with all of the back and forth that you guys have done today, kind of the conversations you've had, all of that, it's getting on towards dusk, and you can
We're
see
homeless.
you're still no, you guys have 9 days
Okay, good.
to find homing. This is why I got the mic, so that you guys can more clearly hear my verbal flubs.
Oh gosh.
Padaga, bodaga, podago, bidigi, pidigi. All right, I got it. And so it's getting on towards dusk, but you can see from here, kind of the Colosseum is very well lit. And while you guys have been seeing small groups of people head there during the day, there are now very large crowds headed in that direction. And you know, they are carrying food, they're carrying kind of small hardy blankets, and things like that. So whatever kind of the because when you guys went to the arena earlier, right, there were multiple smaller fights, disconnected fights happening within the arena, small crowds. It seems that whatever main event is planned for the day is occurring or about to occur. And Daphne, you would know that this is the round of calendar. This is the round of 32.
Okay.
First day of the competition.
Is that a pretty big deal?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I want to tug on the back of Ma's like jacket, just in a very appropriate way, as she's done the same to me, and be like, please, can we go?
Yeah, but I was just about to suggest that. You don't have to be back into Moswood now, so we could go if you want.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
down. Let's see what's going on.
I might beg off because I'm thinking of having a conversation with someone in the Mars ward about arranging housing for us. But please, you go enjoy yourselves.
You could ask Aran. Like, I know they have a big house there, and he probably wouldn't mind. I've stayed there a few times. It's really nice.
I'm sure that would be very kind of him. I mean, I don't know him, but I was
Well, I
thinking of
do.
just. Yes, I was thinking of just asking some of the lads, I mean, from the Legion. We've made friends there. And I don't know, I'd like to maintain those friendships.
Josh, do I know if that would be allowed for them to elect to stay, or do they like have to get out?
No, they will be booted out of the Mars ward in 9 days.
Yeah, what I mean is to use to like stay with a family of one of the Legionnaires or something, not to stay in the Mars ward.
Yeah. No, I got what you meant.
Okay.
I don't know why I said this is your conversation.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, you can ask, but well, yeah, that's fine. Whatever works for you and makes you, you're happy or whatever.
Yes. Well, I'll stay for a bit. Let's go see the first fight. Would this be a series of fights?
It's the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like the preliminaries. Well, not the preliminaries, but like, so the best of all the day will happen, and they'll fight, and then the best of this fight goes on to the next fight. It's like a competition. Yeah.
Oh, well, it could be interesting. Let's go. I'll join you.
Yeah, well, before we go, I need to make sure that none of you will, interfere beyond the usual heckling and stuff.
Heckling is absolutely allowed.
Yeah, no, I know that. I'm saying beyond that, there's no interference, right?
Group's about 30 feet away, walking towards the Coliseum, like, yeah, let's go. Okay, like there's a line happening right now.
We gotta get into Disney World now.
We got to get into Comic-Con before the 10 o'clock panels start. Let's go.
Yes. Oh, believe me, Miss Daphne, we don't have any skin in this game, so to speak. We don't even know the competitors. We have no reason to interfere.
Yeah, well, there's no need for the miss, whatever that is.
A sign of respect and affection, my dear.
Sure. Well, in my squad we have, nicknames, so that's fun.
What's yours?
I should have thought this through. I don't think I actually figured out what mine was.
What your nickname is?
Yeah, because I gave you the nickname for all my squad mates, but I don't know what my own is.
Yeah, you want me to give you one?
Yeah.
Think fast, Josh.
Biter.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
The biter, yeah. The rest of my squad all has a bird aesthetic going on, Josh.
I know.
Okay. Except, there's one exception.
Would you rather be the pecker?
I'm thinking that was a good one. I'm thinking of that was Justin Nick. I was thinking of mostly the reason why your Optio has forbidden you from drinking alcohol.
Yeah, that is fair. Okay.
Biter.
Yeah.
Well, any weapon in a fight, lovey.
Well, yeah. I guess.
I start trotting after Guth.
You guys
He's
are
gonna save us.
towards the Coliseum. He is dancing ahead of you guys. So excited.
I pick up Vera so that we can move faster.
Can you do the dad with the little kid on his shoulders thing?
Totally.
This is so Disney World. I love it.
I was going to say, Daphne, you actually find it a little bit difficult to catch up with her at a normal walking speed.
I am
But yeah.
I can see better.
Shoji, are you headed for the Coliseum, or did you want to do other things?
Oh, I'm sorry. I will definitely be headed towards the excitement of the crowd.
You guys fight and push your way through the crowd. There's a lot of families, and but it is primarily young people and off-duty legionnaires.
There are kids at this thing?
Sorry, not children. I mean, there are children. Like when I say families, I mean mom, dad, kids, right? The whole thing. There are definitely children.
I totally brought all my kids to the underground fights. I mean, totally. How else are you gonna learn?
You gotta let them early. And but lots of I should say youths is kind of the dominant demographic here. But you guys kind of push and shove your way through the crowd. Massive hallways inside that run around the whole thing. Well, I mean, we're talking full Coliseum here. And you guys kind of manage to get places in kind of the middle seating. Frankly, this is the largest number of people you have ever seen, like at one time, ever, and that goes for all of you guys. There must be multiple tens of thousands of people crowding into this place.
But Josh, real quick, are any of my people here? Like any of my squad mates?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. You know, one in particular.
You said multiple tens of thousands. You said, is there one in particular person here?
With a 7,
No.
you certainly see a few other people from the 3rd, but nobody that you know.
Okay. I'm still keeping my eye out for him anyway, just in case.
You guys watch 16 fights. And you're not really you're only there for a couple of hours. These fights, and there's only one at a time, but these fights are lightning fast. They are over in 24, 30 seconds. It is so difficult to keep track of the action.
Because I was going to say, my purpose in watching is to analyze.
Yeah, give me a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Like for strategy and whatever, what wins.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence.
That is how you do it. That dude, absolutely, like he had no head anymore.
Actually, give me an intelligence insight check.
So what does that mean? I just rolled intelligence.
So it's the 10, but add your proficiency bonus.
Well, if it were an insight check, it'd be 16.
Right, but this is intelligence insight, not wisdom insight. So
Okay.
it's intelligence modifier. So I think
15.
it's 15, right?
It's
15.
15.
15.
Okay. Yeah, with a 15, it's hard to follow because the combat ranges not just like across the plane. There is fighting happening in the air, and there are people like sinking into the ground and popping up elsewhere. The sand and dirt is being turned into liquids, being turned into mud, being turned into fire. Fireballs are exploding. Nope, that's too high a level. Oh no, it isn't. And you guys recognize the Scarlet Flame in one of these battles, and it's over pretty fast. The entire enemy, like Jaeger party, suddenly falls up into the air, like right as the combat happens. They just plummet up. And then apparently the spell is released and they plummet 100 feet, and kind of as they're falling, a couple of them manage to get off spells as they're trying to concentrate as they fall. One of them manages to get a spell off, stabilize, and is flying. But the rest get hit with fireballs as they're falling. Some kind of just explosion of color engulfs several of them. Most are unconscious by the time they hit the ground. Those that aren't hit the ground and go unconscious, and you can see medics sprinting across the field to quickly stabilize them. And that one that is up in the air, Guth, when you made your quip at them about getting under the skin, you saw the lady kind of spinning the dagger. She just with a bow just picks that wizard out of the air. It is the only display of high magic that you've seen outside of when God, I cannot do names today. Good grief. The elf wizard.
Elfir.
Thank you, Kelfir.
Well, he was my teacher, so I know these things.
Jerk face. who
one,
should
this
die
excited
very
Oz,
soon.
or two, when he fought the Kraken priest as you guys were coming across the inland sea.
I'll just lean over to Armani and be like, see, I don't know why they all jumped so high. It really fucked them over. I feel like that. I wouldn't have gone that way.
And while
She is staring with just wide bird eyes and was like, Goose, I'm pretty sure that was a spell. You see the one? Do you see the kind of
The red one?
They all look really similar, and she's pointing down towards kind of the scarlet flame. Who's like that one did something with their hands and yelled something. And can we go back to Onishur?
Very soon.
while
any-
Almanya and Oz have this like exchange, I will just lean over to Vera and say, "Yeah, so are you sure you don't want to be friends with those people after all? I mean, like they seem pretty powerful."
Certainly
Yeah.
they do. And I'll keep them in mind if I have need of that particular skill set.
Can Cho be watching the crowd? Like,
Yeah, what is she looking for?
she's looking for. Just like anything peculiar that she hasn't come across in large crowds before, like behavior-wise or like population-wise, just the demographics of this place. Okay.
You can give me perception or insight, either one.
Okay. See, insight or perception. They're both they're both +0. Ooh.
Oh,
Or maybe you roll a natural 20.
However. Trying to think of what can I give you with a natural 20 for an insight check on the crowd. Yeah, population wise, holy crap, it's a lot of people. I mean, mind blowing. With a natural 20, this building, this Coliseum, could fit, you're pretty sure, the entire population of Westishire. You know, even before it fell and, you know, everybody died. Tens of thousands of people. It is truly absurd. The crowd is not like the crowds that you've seen at, you know, fights in Westishire or you know similar tourneys or things like that. They're excited, they cheer, but in general, the Vremans are a fairly sober bunch, and like they're not all going wild and losing their minds, and you know, it's all fairly, yeah, again, excited. But kind of it's more the excitement of like the family going out to watch fireworks with like the picnic blanket and whatnot. There are cheers. Everybody's happy. It's a great time. It's not, you know, an insane, you know, soccer game or something where everybody's going. I'm sorry, a football game. And God, what can I give you with a natural 20? I want to give you more.
Like some sort of weird species in the crowd, Josh, that she's never seen
Is there
before.
anything weird about the thousands of people?
It's primarily human and half orc with, you know, a scattering of tieflings, half elves, people like that. Mostly, yeah, off-duty legionnaires. You know what? Oh, I can give you this. There is a portion of the stadium where you see a lot of people who they do not cheer. And again, it's only like 10 or 15 people, and they're in kind of the uppermost seats. But they do not cheer. They spend the entire time intently watching. You kind of every once in a while. Sorry, I just got a message that said my audio connection has been lost.
Oh, nope, we can still hear you.
You can still hear me? Good. Okay, fantastic. They're watching intently and are engaging with each other in intense conversation, clearly gesturing towards what's happening. And you look at Vera, they are doing exactly what she is doing. They're kind of discussing it among themselves. And it was insight. Okay, yeah. So I'll give you that one.
Yay! Can I mark those people, like try to memorize what they look like and stuff?
They're hard to see. Give me a straight intelligence check. You went with insight, so I'm more giving you stuff about kind of their manner more than what you can see about their actual detail. But I'll give you just give me a straight intelligence check.
Intelligence.
Hey, sure. Do you point them out, or?
Yeah. I
No. Ew.
Natural one's got to balance out
Natural
that natural 20.
yeah,
They're
sure does.
really hard to make out, and with all of them huddled together and only occasionally kind of glancing over you in their direction so where you can actually see their face, it's real difficult. They're not really in the light either.
Right. Since I noticed that they're doing what Vera's doing, I'll say, hey Vera, look at those people. Can you see anything about them? Like I can't see them that well.
Yeah, I was about to ask, is there somebody, because I'm imagining this like the Roman Colosseum when there's essentially a special balcony for the emperor. Is there
no,
special seating for the chancellor?
They're just no. The chancellor. You do not see any like special delegation or anything here. And they're not in any kind of balcony. They're just in the uppermost row.
Okay. And you said how many roughly? Like when she points them out to me?
There's about 12 of them.
Well, okay. Mixed men, women, mixed ages. Can I tell?
Give me a perception check.
Alrighty. I could bomb. Let's just find out. Almost bombed.
Difficult to tell. There is a range of body shapes and types. Several of them are, at least one of them is definitely not kind of standard humanoid. But that's about all you can tell.
Can I elbow? We're just sending this down the line. Can I elbow Daphne and just say, "Do you know who they are? They look like they're watching, but more than just as spectators."
Do I know who they are, DM?
You are welcome to guess or take a stab at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do some recruiting from time to time, like I tried to do with your friend, that was part of the Red Flame or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense to know the abilities of the Jaegers that are in the arena at any given time, and to know if any of them might be of use to the Empire. I'm sure that's something along those lines.
That makes sense. Yes. But am I correct from our discussion with the proctor yesterday that Jaegers are not citizens?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Right. So, for example, they could not become legionnaires. I mean, I assume they could, but they'd gain citizenship through that manner.
Yeah, of course. I mean, any service to the Empire is rewarded with the benefits of citizenship, yeah? But, I mean, also, like, we're not wasteful. We know what to do with resources, and we're willing to use tools that are at our disposal, So, and sometimes, I mean, people can be very good auxiliaries, like your friend Ozzy, whatever his name was, can be very good auxiliaries to the Bremen forces, yeah? And it would be a shame to waste that resource.
Yes, of course. Makes sense. I know I'm not seeing much because it's happening too fast. Any interesting roguery going on?
You do not see any interesting roguery going on with an 11 perception check.
What
No,
about
not from
interesting
that. From
bunkers?
the insight from before. This is me analyzing
Oh, are you talking about in the arena?
in the arena.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. There are definitely wizards shielding sight of rogues with darkness and fireball, while the rogues grab a position, right, and the fighter runs in, and right, the rogue has gotten kind of around that person's peripheral, and then right, dagger to the back, arrow to the back. There are absolutely groups that have that have figured out how to affect the advantages that rogues would otherwise lack in a wide open sandy arena.
I just assume there's at least one or two over the course of 16 fights where there's like a rogue that gets a sneak attack, like a crossbow bolt through the temple, and like the whole crowd goes, ooh.
So that's the thing is when people are, they'll pop potions, right? And people are activating device, right? One group summons a griffin to hop in the fight, things like that. They are using all kinds of equipment. As soon as someone goes down, even if they are then healed to consciousness, right? Or kind of they go down, they're unconscious, and they kind of manage to rally and wake up. They walk off the field. It seems that once you are unconscious, you are immediately down, and nobody down there is killed. There's a couple of close calls where somebody was kind of really low on, was already pretty battered and got hit with just something huge. And there was a lot of intensity in the crowd, and not like cheers, like ooh. The sensation was more a little bit of anxiety or worry before that person is then stabilized and pulled off. These are not fights to the death. And you guys kind of recall, you are not allowed to kill any sentient creature for any reason, including self-defense, while in the Empire. And apparently that extends to the arena here.
Final question, just analytically speaking, because as far as I'm aware, there is only one order of monks in the area. Do I see any monkery going on?
Yeah, there are monks.
Mm-hmm. Do they wear certain colors? Is the style different?
They are not wearing, right, they're not in kind of the saffron robes and things like that. You mostly just recognize the fighting styles.
But they're not Shadowed Mount fighting styles.
What was your earlier insight?
15?
There it is. 18.
18. Whatever it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, with an 18 insight, there are definitely at least a couple that definitely bear the marks of Sister
Cadmium.
Thank you. Sister Cadmium's training.
But that doesn't make any sense because the Shadowed Mount people told me that only 2 people have ever left.
Yeah, 2 actual members of the order.
2 members of the order have left.
Daphne, you can also have a D6 inspiration dice because that name had nothing to do with your backstory at all, and you were just like, boom.
I think so.
But am I correct?
I have I've got like my archive folder open.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I have so many windows up, and it's just all of this old stuff. I'm sorry, Vera, what was the question?
Oh, am I correct though that they said only 2 have left who are order members?
Those
Jasper.
I cannot remember if they told you that there were only 2 that left. But if that's what you remember, that's entirely
that's what they said.
Yeah, I think it was just the 2 that they said.
She said only 2 of their number had ever left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am seeing Shadowed Mount technique though?
Yeah. Not right. Not again. Hints of it. Guth, I assume that of all of the tens of thousands of people in here, you are going ballistic.
I think I broke my bench at some point. Either by just like gripping it.
Hard to do. It is monolithic white stone.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I thought it was like just a plank that I would rip up. But yeah, I would just be going crazy. I assume probably at some point, I'd be cheering for like specific guys, specific side, and like just loving the moment. And if there was like a specific other potentially loud fan who was cheering for the other people, I'm not. Do you think that moment would have happened, or what?
You know what? Give me a.
I'm screaming like Constitution because I'm screaming loud. Or
give me a perception check. With a 9, you do. And you look over. I assume you've got like concessions in both hands. People have been coming around and selling like roasted meat.
I don't have any money.
That's true. You literally have none.
I don't even have a coin purse. I don't have a place to put money.
I would see Goose pining after some meat, and I would call them over and buy some for him and the group.
Like Goose is like completely enraptured. This is the only part of this city that has been a fucking ounce of interesting. And he's like completely like he's like not hungry. Like this is it. Like he's just looking at that.
I'll take this.
So Shoji has spotted you some food. I assume you've got like a fistful of meat, and just like ripping off a bunch. Ah! You hear only one other voice raised as loudly as yours, and you kind of look excited. It is Karan.
Oh no.
Josh, there are tens of thousands of people in this.
You rolled a 9, and Karan is a 9 will get you Karan.
Then what would a 20 have gotten him? Jeez.
We could still adopt him, you guys. We still have the option to adopt him.
Well, don't speak
another George.
Remember, I will remind you of your oath, sir.
Goose pulls him into the side hallways and leaves his corpse.
I think that definitely Guth like fixes on him, and like the battle is gone, and he's just watching Karan very intensely right now, just trying to like see, engage. What is he looking at? What is he looking for? Who are the people he's around? Like, what is this guy?
He is a massive fan of the Scarlet Flame, the Cold Roses, and the Gray Swords. So when those ones are kind of in the fight, he's going nuts. There are like tears in his eyes.
I was about to ask if it's genuine. That seems genuine.
Give me an insight check. Yeah, okay. For him, in these moments, literally nothing else exists. You are watching somebody, right? You are watching a master artist looking at, like, just immersed in the greatest painting ever created. Like he's crying. It is so incredibly beautiful to him that he is weeping as he screams out in joy and anguish at the same time.
I just want to say for anyone who doesn't think that the dice tell a story, that the natural 20 on something that might be the most important thing to Guth and this guy, like Guth sees this guy, nothing else exists besides this right now. And for him, nothing exists but what he was originally looking at. For anyone who doesn't think so, I rolled 3 8s in a row and a natural 20 on this. Just saying. Anyway, I think that is very off-putting for Guth. He had read this guy hard. And he's very quiet for like the next couple fights. He's just still watching. And then he just gets very quiet. And I think that's what he sees.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little disconcerting, right? He's a dumbass. He's an idiot. He's bad at fighting. The Echo would have left him behind way long ago. And at the same time, yeah, it is everything to him. Okay.
Josh, I had a quick question. So after Vera pointed out the people to me and I just bullshitted my way through what I thought they were, I would actually like to really pay attention and see if I can tell who they actually are and what function they might serve.
Roll a perception check with advantage.
Okay. $21.
Double 19s. Daphne is about 98% sure that they are who I think you think they are.
Cool. No, Daphne has an actual in-character reason for this, so I want to make sure you know that that's what I'm tracking, not.
Well, that's why I gave you advantage.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Because right, Daphne looks up and is like, "Oh yeah, no, right? They're probably this. Wait, looks a little bit harder. Yeah.
How close is like the nearest one to me, just hypothetically speaking?
Okay.
Oh.
I don't have the dimensions of the arena in front of me. Through the crowd, it's really hard to see them. I'd probably say maybe 50 or 60 feet.
Okay. Cool. And with a 21, do I get a good enough description like I could recognize one later? Or several of them?
I think I would put that to a later perception check.
Okay. But I mean, do I know what they look like?
Just a few minutes ago, I had Shoji roll straight intelligence. So yeah, if you want to try and commit one to memory, give me a straight intelligence check.
Okay.
And this is one of those numbers that I need to write down and put into my ongoing things file.
14.
Where did my pen go? Possibly.
Okay. But I will just start to, casually like keeping an eye on my people, but also knowing that there's really nothing major they can do here at this moment. I'll just start to like edge my way that direction just a little bit.
Yeah. And just to make sure that I haven't misled you at all, would you mind texting me with who you think they are?
Yep.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, Vera, what are you doing?
May I insight check my own party? Because they're all noticing things and having these emotional moments. Can I glance over there?
With all of the things at this point that you are all inciting and perceiving and all of
We've
just
been
the
here for
various
2
things.
hours.
Yeah, there's also explosions happening, and Okay, good. Yes, we're both talking about the same people,
Well,
Daphne.
I'd notice if Daphne started to leave.
You would notice if she starts like inching away from you. Sure.
And I would also say she would notice if Guth, who had
suddenly-
just been a absolute speaker of volume, was silent for probably
Exactly.
5 minutes.
You would probably also notice that.
Those are the two things I wanted to notice. Good, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Like,
So
as
Josh,
Da-
I'll just like carefully make my way casually over there and sit down like about, 5 or 10 feet from one of them.
5 or 10 feet is about the closest anybody else gets.
Yeah.
There's kind of some spacing. They clock you pretty quickly, and then return to what they're talking about. But yeah, you're about 10 or 15 feet away from them.
Cool.
Just sitting in the stands.
when
Vera, Daphne just like
yeah.
gets up and walks up the stands towards the very top seats.
Can I just keep an eye on her? Because that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to notice anything that's not huge and obvious. But sure, yeah, you keep looking up there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, more fights are happening. You're getting towards the end of this. People, it is full night now, and there are just kind of these globes that have drifted kind of out over the arena. So there's still bright light everywhere.
One thing that Guth is looking for. Do I see any cool animal forms?
Oh yeah. Oh, there are definitely some dinosaurs. There were definitely a T-Rex at one point. And you looked at it and you noticed it, and it's like, okay, no, that's not wild shape.
Yeah, I just didn't know if there were just new things that Guth saw and was like, what the fuck is that?
Great question. What are some interesting things you might have seen?
I guess other answers I could, if you want me to, I could roll nature for you, and I could see if I have appropriately downloaded any new wild shapes.
Sure, go ahead and give me nature, and I'll figure out what that does in just a second.
Yeah, no, you can tell me in 3 weeks. Oof. There it goes. It's all right.
What'd you get?
11.
11. Okay.
A lot of bombs going off.
What would be some interesting ones that you like? Available for wild shape. Yeah, give me a couple of minutes because I got to sort through.
Oh, Josh, don't worry about it this episode. Like, 100%, we can just figure it out. I don't know if you just want to say like, hey, here are a couple more. I don't know. This is also a variant rule that we don't necessarily have to abide by, but for the sake of it,
we're definitely abiding by it.
Sounds good. I was just saying if there are any, yeah. Look, we can circle back to it if it's necessary. We will. You already have enough tabs up, Josh. I don't want to make your life any harder.
Well, now I've now pulled
Josh,
up a spreadsheet.
give me about 4 or 5 random beast shapes that I would have seen in combat.
I'll give you that one. A giant shockwing moth.
Goodness. Okay.
That's fun. And
Can't have that for another. Let me think. 5 levels. But sounds great.
And an albino death weasel.
Albino what?
Death weasel.
Death weasel. Nice.
Yeah. And yeah.
Did you just
with
make
11,
that up?
I'll give you those two. Okay.
No, he didn't. He has a
Daphne,
spreadsheet.
It sounds like
flash,
it's made up.
you flash in
Battle speak.
in hand what did I call it? Battle speak. Quick second. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. No, this would be persuasion. I won't argue. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna roll a d6.
You do have inspiration. Total of 9.
Yeah, rounding pace.
The signal comes back. Busy, Legion.
I'll just do like thumbs up / heart hands, like big fan.
You are fully ignored.
Fine. But I will go ahead and really concentrate on the one that answered me at all and try to see if I can make sure that I might recognize who they are later.
Okay. You rolled a 14 on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I also fully intend to like wait at the gate until they leave and then just kind of puppy dog attach myself at some point.
Okay. If there's no other kind of particular thing you wanted to accomplish, kind of the evening comes to an end. You guys join the crowds that are massing and pouring out of this place. It's spring. It's actually, how far into spring are we? We're well into trade month at this point.
Yeah, we're like mid trade.
So yeah, it's a nice warm spring evening. Both moons are shining clear. Both are at about a quarter, so I guess they're not shining too brightly. You can see kind of the fragments of Ifra, and you guys kind of file out of the Colosseum into kind of just the warm spring Vreeman night. Daphne,
I'm dragging my feet, like going very slowly. Can I sidle up to you and just be like, friends of yours?
I'd also like to follow
Because this is
not
weird
only
behavior.
Daphne, but kind of where those people were.
Because she's normally right on us all the time. This is weird.
So Daphne, real quick, just because I want to know where you guys are. Roll a perception check.
14.
14. As the crowd kind of gets up, eventually you lose sight of them. You notice that at some point, like the group scatters and they start taking different exits. But they rolled a natural 20 on their disappearing act.
I sigh,
you
really noticeably. And I'm like, but those guys aren't the best.
Who were those guys?
What guys?
Well,
I see no guys here. What are you talking about?
Well, you got up and left us and went to go try and get their attention.
Yeah, well, I wanted to make sure that, they weren't interfering with the official contest or something along those lines,
Daphne, you can be honest. We don't have anybody to tell any secrets to.
It's nothing. It's a pipe dream, really. I mean, they only take the best, and I'm not there yet, so it's fine.
So it's an instructor.
Elite corps, I suppose.
I mean, I'm fine where I am. I'm perfectly happy. I'll never be, a full member of the Hexen, but that's fine. I can do other things and not have to carry old books around all the time. It's fine. The Legion is a good place for me. I'm happy there. I have good commanding officers, and eventually, I will beat Badger into the ground, and then there won't be any problems. But it's fine, really.
My lady
Well-
doth protest too much, methinks.
Well, do you want to go back to the Mars for? Do you want to go stay with Iran? What would you like to do tonight? I'd really like a drink right now, but well, that's not possible. So
What? Why not?
orders.
Orders? What happened?
Well, the last time that I got drunk, there was a problem, and well, that's how I earned my nickname.
I was wondering
Oh.
about that.
Well,
Dude, tell us.
Whom did you bite? Or what?
well, Badger, he's kind of an asshole, and
Smack.
he's always ow.
It was a little tiny baby smack. It was fine.
You know how, of course, this probably never happens to you because you smack people all the time and get away with it. But
I do.
you know how sometimes when a man, he comes up to you and he says things that just, you want to punch him in the face.
It's been a
Yeah.
long time, but yes.
So, well, I did that. And then
Good for
It-
you.
escalated from there, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I was bloody lucky not to get court-martialed, so there's that. Well, there was bitings that happened at some point, I suppose.
Show is actually laughing. That's awesome.
You shouldn't take any nonsense from young men. Good for you.
Well, I mean, and right, Torben, he said that there were people there that saw us, that I told him to back the fuck off, and he didn't. So that's why he's only banned me from drinking for a while, and
Oh.
so, but I do know there's this fun thing, and I kind of feel just a little bit disloyal telling you this, but I think he's pulling double shifts now that I'm with you.
Excellent. I love it. This is a good question. Why wasn't he threatened with court-martial?
Well, I don't know what his consequences were. Torben he did the thing, like they do to. Well, he said that's what they do to the children. Sometimes you tell them they're not allowed to look at each other or to speak to each other when they're passing, in the hallway.
Vera is just nodding, yup, I raised boy.
Jenny is definitely not
Objecting.
A teacher?
we call it lower school. What's the
Elementary school.
elementary school teacher?
Oh, classic line from my sister when I was bothering her was, "She's looking at me."
So, we were assigned to different shifts. I mean, we're equal in rank, so I didn't get demoted or anything over it, but neither did he. It's just more of we're assigned to different beats now, so it's fine.
Again, I suppose I just don't quite understand the Vreeman attitude towards self-defense, to be honest. Not allowed to kill anyone, even in self-defense, I suppose.
Well,
That's
no,
a certain extreme, but
that's unnecessary, yeah? I
Yes.
didn't need to kill him, and I wasn't
Yeah,
going
I
to.
agree with perhaps the killing is extreme, but to be punished for acting in self-defense seems
Well,
unfair.
I think maybe I might have said something rude to him at some point during the night, and then, or, well, do you know how it is when you're always, there's things that you want sometimes, and people that you want to be with, and then other people get jealous that you want to be with that person and not them, and then so I'm sure a lot of it was my own fault.
Is there a that person?
There are a lot of those people.
Is there a particular that person?
Not really. I mean, like, every now and then it's nice to go take a stroll and see what you find. And the young man from the other night, he was very nice.
Oh, young girls, flit, flit, flit.
I mean, I don't want you to think I have like a type or anything. It's fine, I mean, and I'll just lean over and quietly say to Vera, I mean, your friend that was a dragonborn and now is a bird is actually quite pretty.
She's very pretty. I agree.
Show's laughing again. That's awesome.
Keep laughing at me.
I'm sorry. You're just wonderful to be around. I'm so happy. Just listening to all your wonderful ideas and stories. Please continue.
I love the idea of this like skeletal person is just laughing. It's like, oh.
I'm not sure. I mean, you've been very quiet so far, but it's nice to see you, liven up a little bit. So
An appropriate word.
I was about to say that's a great word.
Liven up a little bit.
To the necromancer.
Yeah.
Being in the Empire and being safe, maybe we'll put some flesh on your bones, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's good food here, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that meat back there was just so delightful.
Yeah, thank you for that. By the way, I really should reimburse you.
No worries. Yeah, my pleasure.
We're all broke now.
Next time, yeah.
I know.
All right, what are we doing?
I'm gonna head back to Mars Ward, and do I have in my mental catalog of all the people that I have been talking to in the Legion, like any in particular who owe me?
Who owe me?
So you've definitely they all.
Oh, I need to pick up my crossbow. Sorry, forgot
They
about
all
that.
love you. None of them are in debt to you.
True. Oh is a strong word. Someone who would do me a favor.
And you've definitely, they will all do you a favor. Not knowing anybody in particular who has family, there's no one that you would really know to I'm going to go to this person because I know they've got family, living here.
Right. I could just ask around then. I also need to pick up my crossbow from the lovely bowyers helping me out.
Yeah, I will say when you kind of get back and go into your kind of the room that's been set aside for you guys, you see a letter left on your cot along with your crossbow. Inspecting the crossbow, the string has been replaced and oiled. Several dents have been kind of replaced and reintegrated with some kind of high quality wood. The entire body has been kind of polished with a very dark lacquer.
Sweet.
You also see that kind of the handle has been reworked and replaced. And you can see that a very small, very thin blade kind of slides out from the bottom of it. And
This
kind
is
of
the coolest rogue crossbow ever.
Underneath the main body, you see the letters L period A period, and a very small like symbol of lips, but they look almost like a kiss, but it's made of feathers. You're not really sure what that is, but yeah. And then you find a letter. We're going to rewind a little bit, though. Guth, you said you were going to talk to Karan.
Yeah, sorry about that. As we're leaving, definitely as crowds are starting to disperse, I'll pull Karan aside, like, say he's talking with his friends. I will literally put my hand on his shoulder. Like, that's the level of, I'm going to pull him aside.
He was there alone. You guys watched him get kicked out of his Jaeger group after he just flubbed the fight today. So yeah, he was just there alone. So yeah, you kind of grab him and he kind of, yeah. Oh, hi.
Seems like you're healing well.
Yeah, Guth, right?
So you remember me.
He's definitely got, like bruises all over the place. There are thick bandages just like wrapped around kind of the clothing on his torso. He's moving fairly stiffly, but better than hours ago. Yes. What'd you think of the fights?
Do you want this?
What?
Do you want this? This life? I saw you.
Yes. Of course.
Do you want to earn it?
That's the only way. Of course.
Well, you have not convinced me that you truly believe that. If you truly wish to earn this, this is, Guth has about as minimal of a geographic location basis of frame as it can get. He can't be like, meet me by the schoolyard. Is there a location that Guth could roll for to be like, meet me by blank? Because,
Are you talking about I'm assuming in the city.
Yes,
okay.
This is Nick having no idea of what the city looks like, and Guth not giving a shit, compounding into now he has to pick a location to meet somewhere.
You're proficient in survival, so you've got a general sense of where the Mars Ward is, where the palace is, where the Gedacht home is, and the academy.
Okay. To me, which of those would seem the most permissive of violence?
Probably somewhere in the hallways, like right below you. I mean, this is the Coliseum. Underneath it is lots of training rooms. Right where you first met Karan, there are training rooms down there. The arena itself. If you want, I can give you a ranking of the other places, but you do get the sense that probably none of those would be good places for what I think you have in mind.
Sure.
Although the training field in the Mars Ward is where the Legion does its drills.
I mean, actually, the chat.
I have friends in the 5th. I will tell him to meet me at the 5th, like at the training grounds of the 5th, where there's like combatants and such. That's where I tell him, and I say, meet me at the Dust Bowl of the 5th Legion, right when the sun breaks above the Western Wall. I'm not sure how those suns work in this world.
I want to, but I'm supposed to wait at my inn for when like the little lady is gonna come meet me. Is this instead of that? Are we doing both, or like is this the new one?
What's funny is that Nick had zero idea of that, and neither did Guth. Because he just missed it.
He's really confused and worried right now.
This was from last session.
He's really excited. Yeah, last session when you guys were in the room with him, you guys were like, "All right, we'll come," right? Because he's staying at the Twin Sandals.
If you, I'm just gonna tell him, and just like as he starts asking questions, if you want to earn it, meet me at the Dust Bowl.
Okay. He looks like he's having just a real struggle.
If you are having trouble deciding, then we don't have business anyway. I'm looking at you as someone who knows what this is like.
Give me either persuasion or intimidation using your wisdom modifier.
Hold on. Before I look at the stats. I mean, he's not trying to force him to do anything. He was just shutting him up when he started raising his voice. He's not trying to persuade him. He's not trying to intimidate him. The right person would show up to this meeting. And that's what Guth believes. So I'll just roll with my wisdom if you want. But I'm not doing either skill. Like, he's not trying to force him either by strength or by persuasion. So...
in that case, I will roll a dice for him, and that will determine
go ahead
what he does here. Okay. So
and then I turn and walk away.
Yeah. All right. You leave poor Karan in a mortal spiritual struggle.
Don't worry, chat. Grace had it. She was going to tell you.
I know. The next morning, I swear, I was going to go to the inn and tell him we were dumping him. So who knows?
So here's the thing. We'll get to the morning.
So what did Nick miss? Because I was gone.
This was yeah.
It was conversations between Daphne and Vera and Shoji.
I texted you the recap, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just missed it.
Daphne is acting a little dodgy, and Vera's picking up on it, but couldn't quite figure out what she was being dodgy
Thank
about.
you, Jenny. Thank you.
Okay.
Josh, I also sent you a text because I didn't want to interfere in anything. So.
Oh, that's right. You're heading to Iran's house. So, couple of things. Vera, so you find the letter. And when you open it up, it says, Vera, I don't know if Guth can read. If he can, please give him the second letter here. If not, please read it to him. And you see, so that's kind of this small piece of paper at the front, and then kind of a lengthier one behind it.
May I read it to myself?
Absolutely. It says, Guth, I appreciate your dedication to finding the Sky Brothers. More than that, it humbles me. I will do what I can. But for you, I wish long life to your shepherd, but if they should fall and you be initiated, you will understand what I'm going to say and why I violate Echo law in doing so. I think it's a violation. I don't know how the Northern Echoes work. Anyway, this is stupid. And at this point, you can tell that the paper has clearly been like crunched up into a ball, and then great pains have been taken to smooth it out again. And the next line says, Gog tells me we're out of money for paper. Fuck this place. They're not in the plains. And I guess if you're way down here, they're not in the Gateweald either. Find them, Guth. And Guth, if you find any Sky Brother, drop whatever you are doing, abandon whatever your elders has sent you to do, and get them to a shepherd. If you are a shepherd by then, you will know what to do, but otherwise you must take them to a shepherd, any shepherd from any echo. You must see past your enmity. I am sorry that I cannot tell you why, Guth. It is forbidden. But if you can find even one Sky Brother and get them to a shepherd, you will have done more for your echo than any in generations. Do you understand? Please understand.
For the agony is knowing, and the shepherd must bear it alone.
You know the words, but you don't know what that means.
Absolutely not, and neither does Nick.
Nick has definitely not seen the one shot that we did with Laura Visa's initiation.
Okay, well, I watched the one shot, which is how I know the words, but like...
I don't know that Laura Visa actually even knows exactly what that means. She's probably getting there, but it takes a while.
She understands a part of it, and it's part of why she's so mad all the time.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I will tuck that away for later for when I see Guth.
Okay. You also see letters on Almania's bed. Daphne, did you stop back at the Mars ward with the party before you then went to Iran's?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I
so
dropped them off.
You find orders on your cot.
Oh, great. Okay, what do they say?
Yours say, Meldspure, you are to be commended for reining in the instincts of your current charges so effectively. There was some concern after the belligerents in Westentor, but you have handled them very well. As they are no longer required to remain within the Mars ward, your specific duties with reference to them are dissolved. Congratulations, citizen. Further, your application has been approved by Oberkommandant Valar Korva. You have been placed on military leave with pay, effective immediately, until the 6th of devotion, and you will be paid for 24 service days. You may spend your leave where and how you will within the Empire. You are hereby ordered to report yourself sober and rested to the 3rd Legion barracks at midday of the 6th of devotion for mission briefing. Before doing so, I recommend you complete whatever business you have within the Empire and say your farewells. Enjoy yourself, Meldsphere. We are deploying north, and it's going to be a long one. Freya Lechner, 3rd AMSA Legion, Tribune of the Diadem, under the Hollow Throne. Followed by that is a subscript that is on every order you've ever received. Legion orders are for the addressee only. The addressee is not to share them with anyone outside your Legion. This paper is to be destroyed as soon as the addressee has understood their orders.
Okay. I will burn it.
All right. You destroy that and head off to Iran's. Nick, does Mary have any energy if she wants to come and hear the letter that she received?
I will text her.
Okay.
I can
totally
go
fine.
ask her now. I don't want to put her in a position where she...
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can totally get to it next time. It's
Okay.
just my favorite one. Okay. Good. That one's done.
If you're okay with her popping in for a second and then popping out, that's fine. I think she's eating right now. Is my...
No, it's fine if she just pops in and leaves. It's fine.
I'll-
Okay, the rest of you bed down for the night. Daphne, you head to Iran's
Eventually.
eventually. Okay.
Yeah, no, I texted you.
Hi, friends.
Mary would like to listen to it.
Mary!
I'm.
Hi, Mary.
I'm.
Do Mary's first, Josh.
Oh, through
And go eat.
Yes, read her letter.
Mary. I'm pretty sure you just said a curse word. I couldn't hear you, but looking at your lips is something you were mad about.
I muted it because I turned up the monitor so we wouldn't get feedback.
Oh, gotcha. So Elmania, after a long day at the Colosseum, watching epic fights among many very high-level Jaeger parties, you've returned to the Mars ward, and you find a letter on your bed with the official seal of the Legions. And as you open it, in large, crude block letters, where there's clearly been a lot of pressure placed on the quill. There are drops of ink where the quill was brought too quickly from the ink pot and dripped kind of in random places on the page. You find a letter that reads, Almania, this is a lot of bullshit, spelled with one L, but apparently spelled with one P. I have to write it like this to make it official. It's office with an A-L on the end. You have been sworn, missing the O, struck through, sworn to the surface of Marchirk, struck through, matriarch Callista of the Temple of the Moon Maiden. Hey, you've all figured out now who's writing this. I'll start doing the accent. Authorized under the rule of the Hollow Throne. There's a crude diagram of just like a chair drawn in between the lines. In the 11th year of the stewardship of High Chancellor Duquesne, there's a crude diagram of a person either with really spiky hair or their head on fire, and a large, unmistakable and very hairy cock and balls.
We now know how George really feels.
Your dit, spelled D-I-T, struck through. Dit, D-E-T, struck through. And then in parentheses, why is there a B? Fuck. Debt is currently being borne by refugees Vera Mayweather. There's a crude drawing of a small child. Showed you half spelled H-A-F-F, struck through. Half-elven, there's like a crude skeleton face drawn in. And ancient Liliana, diseased, struck through. Diseased, struck through, deceased. Legit, spelled correctly, but in like big letters. It's scribbled like hard and fiercely, and there are two places where obviously the quill broke. It amounts to a service at least equal to 1,000 gold pieces. Should you fail, spelled F-A-Y-L, struck through, fail to fulfill, spelled with one L, struck through, then spelled correctly, and then fuck, as he realized that all he had to do was put another L on the end. He didn't have to, like... Should you fail to fulfill your dit to matriarch, and matriarch is spelled with, like, lots of space in between each letter, Callista, Shoji Heffelven and Vera Mayweather will bear the weight of your oaths broken. You may not leave the Empire until dit is filed, struck through, fuffled, struck through, done with, or until such time as you present yourself at the Temple of the Moon Maiden and ass, in parentheses, yum, the oath yourself. Yourself. Until you do so, Vera Mayweather and Shoji Heffelven are likewise forbidden from leaving the Empire. You are hereby ordered, there's a crude drawing of a man holding a stick, to present crude drawing of a box with a neat bow tied on it. Yourself at the Temple of the Moon Maiden no later than the 8th, spelled A-Y-T-H, struck through, misspelled again, EITH, struck through, in parentheses, seriously? Fuck jeez. With actually just the number 8 with TH, and then in parentheses, handy trick. The 8th bell of the 1st, also with just like one ST and then like a winking face. Watch on the morning of Beggar Day, the 7th of devotion. Take care of all business you have in the empire before then. And that seems to be like the end of the official portion. And then it says, dead gods, spelled just horribly wrong. This is dumb, spelled wrong. Hi, dead person. We're glad you're back. Callista says to come back and talk. Talk? Fuck. She's better now. Tell Big Man I says hi. And Callista wants to apologize, just horrendously misspelled. Nailed it. And then kind of the very end of it, under the Hall of Throne, George Sergeant, spelled wrong, struck through, Sergeant Templar of the Temple of the Moon Maiden, also known as George the Great, spelled Grate. Also, the Generalissimo, struck through, the Archduke, struck through, Grand President, struck through, Major Lieutenant Commander of Her Majesty's Royal Blades, and Lord of the Builders and whatnot.
Oh my.
That is the letter that you find on
Josh, can you email me that letter because
Can you email it to everyone?
Yeah, we need that.
On a
Everyone.
canvas from Walgreens and put it on the wall, and then put all the lines in on it, and just oh man.
I love
And to
it.
think we
If we
almost
needed to
killed
have
this man.
any merch, it would just be a shirt with just like a front pocket that just has George's face on it, and then the whole back is just the letter.
Have you ever seen those like book bags that have like the entirety of the Aeneid printed out on it?
Yeah,
Just get like a small wallet or something with this.
yeah, that would be awesome.
The greatest tragedy is that Guth, even having any idea of what this letter was, means that like George is his best friend. Like, and he has no idea. And it's just like George is his best friend that he has almost no idea that exists. Hopefully we'll circle back to him. Goodness.
Oh my gosh, I love him so much.
Okay, all right.
Mary's
Mary's gonna go.
Yeah,
I hope that brings you joy after your 7-hour-long drive.
it was a 9-hour-long drive, and
Oh.
yes, it does bring me a lot
I
of joy.
didn't know that. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. It was
so glad.
Mary's going to go finish her dinner, and we'll come back lest she feels.
It was supposed to be 8 hours, and then Richmond decided it would be.
If she feels up to it, she'll be back for
This
all
is,
of our.
this is literally like last Saturday morning when I went to prep for this session. This is the first bit of prep that I did, and I've been sitting on it all week. And I was just like, no one gets
And to think, we almost
Anyway.
killed that man on the pirate ship.
We-
Killed that man on a pirate ship.
Yeah, no one was all for it.
You were all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That
pretty
was
sure- I'm
before
pretty
my
sure the
time,
first-
I would just like to say.
I'm pretty
is
sure
true.
the first words that you ever say after killing 21 of the 27-man crew was,
Yep.
can we talk about this?
That is exactly what he said.
Those are the
And,
very first words.
and the minute he said it, we were like, you cannot kill this man.
All right. So you have that.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was too busy laughing to hear the actual details.
The key points, not that you're reading this, but the key points for Almanya are that, actually, this would matter
For
to you
me,
and showed
yeah.
so she would have reported. Right now, you two have sworn on Almanya's behalf. So until Almanya presents herself at the Temple of the Moon Maiden, to then assume that oath so that you two are then freed of it. She and both of you are forbidden from leaving the Empire. Regardless of that, right, whether you guys maintain the oath or only or she takes it on, she is required to report to the temple no later than the 8th
Seventh.
bell of the first watch on the 7th of devotion. I think that is just pre-dawn.
And how far is that from here? Those of us who don't have the Gebrecan calendar in front of us.
Well, fantastic. In the same place that I wrote the letter, I put a note at the bottom of the page that says the 7th of devotion is about 24 days away.
Okay, and so I have 25 days of leave right now.
No, you need to report to the 3rd Legion on the 6th.
Oh, I thought it was the 8th. Okay.
No, I mean, 8th was said a lot, but that's because he can't spell it. Because, again, seriously, fuck the G in 8th. Why is it there?
German. It's Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
So I have leave until the 6th of devotion.
Yes, about midday on the 6th.
Thank you, Josh, for taking the initiative and submitting leave request on my behalf, because I was thinking all week of how am I going to ask Freya for time off.
Oh, I thought you had essentially asked for it in your initial kind of instructions.
Mm-mm.
Oh, cool. Well, that was a convenient thing that I forgot didn't happen.
Yeah. No, it's great. Thank you.
Happened now.
Okay. And
I went to Iran's.
you went through the Red Ward to Iran's. Are you carousing?
Yeah.
Carousing.
Just carousing,
Great
not
word.
drinking.
Well, I was going to say that, like, the Temple of the Moon Maiden is in the Red Ward, so I wasn't sure if you were headed there or carousing.
I mean, religious people give Daphne the creeps, so I don't really have any reason to. Well, I do have a reason to go to the Moon Maiden, but I'm not sure yet that I have worked myself up to that point quite yet. I'm still pondering. Although, if I got my letter first, that would have kind of. No, I will stop by actually, because that was one of the reasons why I was going to ask for leave.
Huh.
So I will drop by, on my way through the carousing.
Okay. You like carouse a little bit, go there, carouse a little bit, show up at Iran's.
I'm more window shopping to see who I want to carouse later.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
You definitely ogle all of the people exposing themselves in tantalizingly in windows.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Cool. 21.
21. You definitely mark out a couple of people. You'll be back this way.
That's good. I will go and knock on the door of the Moon Maiden temple.
Cool. You knock and you hear from above you. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Oh God, where did that voice come from?
You kind of step back and look up, and you don't see anybody.
Yeah. Hello there. George, was it?
His head like pokes from on top of the roof, like kind of over the edge. Oh yeah, you brought the big men by.
Yeah. So I wonder if your lady is feeling better, I hope.
I mean, she's sleeping right now, but I mean,
she sleeps a lot then. She was sleeping the last time we came to.
It is full night.
Okay. So I wondered if you might have a moment, not that I want you to wake your lady, of course, but might I speak with you for a moment?
Yeah, sure. Look. And he kind of like puts his arms on the edge of the roof and is just like looking down at you. But as he kind of gets settled in position, he drops a hammer that just like falls straight onto the pavement next to you and just like ting and clatters across the ground. I'll get it later.
But
what's on your mind?
Would you like to come?
Guth is just standing like this. He's just standing.
So Daphne went off on her own.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you said you brought the big man.
He was saying I brought the big
today.
man earlier.
You
Yeah.
brought the big man earlier today is what he was referencing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless after you wanted to bring Goof.
No, I had other things on my mind.
All right.
Honestly, Guth is probably standing like this despite the situation.
He totally is. Well, would you like to come down, or is she sleeping very well? Like perhaps we don't need to shout up and down, or should I come up?
I mean, frankly, I don't know why you're shouting, but I can hear you fine.
All right. Well, this person that mattered a lot to your lady, that apparently the group left somewhere.
Oh yeah, the kid.
Yeah. What does your lady know of him? Like, well, I'm going to be straight with you, George. I have a problem with those who abandon others, like who leaves them behind. Like it's not right that should happen. And it's been kind of bothering me. And I just got a little bit of news saying that I have some extra freedom in the next few days. I know, Grace.
There's like as you're speaking, there's like a ting, 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 and a few nails kind of like roll off the roof nearby and just like clatter onto the pavement. It disappears for a second. Fuck. Shit. Yeah.
Well,
all right. Yeah. Yeah. Abandoning people. Yeah. Well. No. Can't tell you about that. No, I'm not allowed to talk about that either.
Well, that's fine. I don't wish to know any secrets of, the gods or anything like that, because that's actually like creeps me the fuck out.
I'm definitely not going to talk about that. I mean, I could. I just.
George, are you still with me?
I'm sorry? Yeah. My understanding of the event was that only the big man knew, and everybody else was just, oh, that sucked. We're leaving.
Yeah, no, and that is unfortunate. And this man, he was one of the legions. Yeah, he was a priester. Yeah, which is one of the members of the legion. But at any rate, George, I have some free time, so I wondered if maybe your lady might want, some help tracking him down.
Oh, you want to go back to Worcestershire?
Well, I don't know that I can technically go back to Worcestershire just based on the leaves that I got, but I could ask if that would be possible, considering, the extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, but, going back to Worcestershire would be really, really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Have you seen the place?
No, but my friends in the Fifth, they tell some stories, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. It's a fucking hellhole.
Yeah, but I feel bad, and is there something I could do for her, like to help? I mean, not tonight, obviously. I've kind of got some things to go take care of right now, but
he glances down the street where you're gesturing. He's like, oh yeah, I can see that. That one, she's making eyes at you. Yeah, so I'm really confused, and I'm gonna be honest. Stopped listening partway through. You wanted to help?
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as I can. I think that technically speaking, I shouldn't be, leaving the Empire or anything stupid. But, I mean, I could help maybe find some people to go track him down.
I mean, have you got the money? Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to hire, some of the Jaegers who are stupid enough to go back, then absolutely hire them. But nope, not allowed to talk about that. Nope, can't say that. You know, you make one fucking mistake and they drag you to the Oath Garden and they like shove your head into water, and it's just all around a shitty experience. So I'm sorry, there's not a lot I can tell you. And
No, that's fine. I would never want you to break any of your oaths. I mean, that would be awful. Not that I know anything about that, because I don't, but it sounds terrible, and it would just be dishonorable, yeah? So
it's not a secret. It was real difficult at first. I think I probably broke all of them. But, they dunk your head underwater, you see a bunch of terrifying shit, and, eventually you start to think, break the oath, and just those images pop into your mind, and it's just like, no, I'm not break this one. No, I'm good. I'll figure it a different way.
So it wasn't, never mind, I'm not here to judge your level of devotion to the Empire. Just tell your ladies that I stopped by, yeah, and that I am here if she needs help.
Yep.
But not to do any of that weird, God stuff. Because, well, actually, maybe I could.
Old lady stopped by. Doesn't want to talk about gods.
But I do, like, I do have some things that I want to talk to someone about. Maybe, religious person would be the person to talk to. But
I mean, technically, I'm a religious person. And he holds out his left arm, and there is a string of tattoos, including the ones for citizenship, marriage, legion, and also the temple.
Cool.
I mean, I can't say I like the taste. I mean, I've got some real rippers on my back that would be they're way better, but that's not too bad. And these ones, the colors, nice and bright.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they're
what were you saying?
beautiful. Well, do you ever hear, whatever, you won't want it, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, and if I did, I probably couldn't talk about it, so.
Well, just maybe in your own experience, have you ever, seen visions and maybe heard voices in your head? Yeah, sometimes saying things about you, like you're not even there, like they're looking down at you from nowhere and they say things about you, sometimes really personal sayings.
I mean, yeah, sometimes I get pretty hard down on myself, but you just got to keep a good attitude, and everything's fine.
All right, so yeah, this was great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, of course. Could you toss me the hammer?
Yeah, sure. I chuck it up to him.
Just for kicks and giggles, just roll a dexterity check.
Are you sure it's not athletics?
Yep.
Okay. Hang on.
So you rolled a 1 and he rolled a 7. So you kind of toss it and it goes straight up, and he lunges, so it's still way out from the roof. So he kind of lunges forward, grabs it, he's like, gotcha, and just tumbles straight off.
I will try to catch him.
Cool. The acrobatics check. He rolled a 29 on.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You reach up your arms and he lands just full force, feet on your shoulders, and your lower back tweaks, your knees crumple a bit, and he just kind of lightly steps off you onto the ground in front.
Man, I was going to do some.
Hold it off. That was awesome. Thank you for your help. Picks up the hammer. Where'd the letter go? All right. And just kind of walks off around the back of the building.
George! She didn't see that, did she?
Didn't see what?
You're useless.
Right, that's uncalled for.
No, the ones that was looking earlier, they didn't see that, did they?
Cool. Right, I'll tell you. Crazy orc lady came by, doesn't want to talk about God, doesn't want to talk about voices. Gonna be honest, a little bit rude. Right, message received. and you shortly hear hammering up on the roof.
Okay.
and you continue on.
I nurse my sore back.
My favorite NPC to play because I refuse to ever plan what he's doing when you find him. So.
Oh
Ah.
man,
Yeah,
George.
you kind of stumble your way, a little bit of aching knees, kind of a tweaked back on your way to Iran's.
Yep.
You knock on the door. I mean, actually, you are familiar enough with them and they to you that it's not weird for you to just walk in, and it is pretty late.
Am I like, do I stay here often enough that I like have a spot already, or?
That's up to you. You do know there is so much unused space in this place. They are essentially staying in a noble estate. The previous inhabitants were booted out for lack of service, and Iran and his family were placed in as part of a deal with a powerful Jaeger group that had pulled them out of slavery. And yay, previous party. And that they were then placed here, and no services required of them. If I remember correctly, until Ziza comes of age. So they've essentially got a free noble estate with no expectations placed on them for another 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And from what you know, Ziza is very much in a position to act when she gets to that age. Will be very much in a position to act as kind of a more direct liaison with the Clawhook tribe, which would more than cover kind of the service expected of the family.
Okay. Well, I'll just like quietly walk towards Aran and Ziatra's quarters just to see. Did Ziza went back to the Echo with Laura Vise, right?
Correct.
At this point, yeah.
She is not here.
Okay. So I'll just go and kind of see if they're still up or if they're not. Like, I'm not going to wake them if they're asleep.
They are asleep.
Okay, then I'll just go find a spot and curl up and wait till in the morning to talk to them.
Vera, do you read the letter to Guth, or do you pocket that?
I do read it to Guth, yes.
Okay. So Guth, you now know the contents of that letter.
And I did have a quick question. Did I see Guth sort of peel off and go talk to Karan? Because we were all leaving the Colosseum at the same time.
I'm gonna say, just because of the weirdness of kind of the difference, he held back and then kind of caught up with you guys.
Did Vera roll an insight check on Guth?
No, not when you came out.
Okay, well, I was just saying, like, over the course of it, like, she saw him get quiet.
Yeah, I saw you get
and
weird.
he was
so
staring at Karan the whole time.
Yeah, you definitely noticed that much.
Mm-hmm. Can I then, after reading this letter, or maybe before, just ask, what was that about in there with the young man? I thought you didn't want to be involved with him.
What do you mean?
The Karan, the boy. I thought he was weak.
He
and
is.
not worth notice.
He is.
Yes, he is weak, I agree. I guess what I don't understand, and perhaps just because I don't really understand the echoes, is I understand respect for strength, believe me. But to me, it seems true leadership is to take the weak and make them strong.
I think what is often frustrating for me is this idea that the weak must be made strong, must be carried to be strong. The weak become strong because they were strong before. Life must be earned. You don't just get to exist. You've seen in
agree.
nature in every moment. If one of the smallest stags does not run fast enough, it is killed and eaten by the wolf. It doesn't matter if there is a bigger stag that says, hey, follow me, I am running just as fast. It must be earned by the stag. It must be earned by the prey.
I
And
agree,
it
but
doesn't matter.
say a newborn wolf cub must be fed and cared for by its mother before it can become strong, before it can be anything.
Sure, would you look at Karan and call him a wolf cub? Would you call that man, that young man who has wasted his life in the downy blanket of these fucking walls, that has padded them and made him weak and told him, it's okay to be weak, we will give you fresh meat and fruit. Don't worry, we will be strong for you. It's disgusting. I can't. I get sick thinking of it. Do you think I didn't watch people get left behind? Do you think that I didn't have friends who didn't run fast enough? Sibal doesn't come back sometimes. Mosh doesn't run fast enough sometimes. It doesn't matter. Any of them would have been worth more care than this Quran. But I saw something different. I know you see that.
I know you did. You saw potential, I suppose.
I saw a desire to be better than the downy blanket of this fucking city. And that is all that will give him a chance to earn, to prove. I will see him tomorrow, and he will do what he can to tear up this downy blanket. I will
You
show
let
him
me-
what it means to earn it.
I don't plan to interfere. Will you let me attend?
I can do nothing to stop you.
Yes, but I'd rather have your permission.
You can fucking help him. If you
I don't want
want
to help him.
Then I think we're on the same side.
I agree.
It's
Frankly,
his turn to earn it. And I will do what I can to break him of the shackle that this fucking city was.
fair enough. I'm going to be straight with you, though, because I trust you. I don't care what happens to him. I don't care about his potential. I don't care if he is beaten in the arena. I care what I can get out of him, which is an alliance, which is assistance from a powerful party. So, we do what we need to do.
Ma, part of me thinks that's funny. That we call you Ma.
Tis, isn't it?
And you would look at this person. Anyone can accept that and say, if he wins or dies, I don't give a shit. I don't share that with you. I look at this as an opportunity and a sincere desire to celebrate a victory with him. But he is going to fucking earn it, and damn, looking at him now, it's gonna fucking hurt, and I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to learn something. I want to succeed, but I don't think he will.
But you're going to try.
I'm not going to help him.
No, but you're going to try to help him by beating him, which is helping.
He showed me something more impressive than anyone in the city has. A desire to be great. Not just to be. The reason I wrote him off before is because he wanted the free ride. He was getting the ticket to eat the free lunch. And I wasn't going to give it for him. He was disgusting for me in that moment. But when he looked at me, and when I watched him want to truly be great, to truly earn this, that is when I was inspired myself. And he earned that. He earned my respect for the fire that he has. And I hope that I don't fucking snuff it out, because believe me, Ma, I am going to try to.
I'm glad you care.
So get some sleep, because it's going to be a fucking early and long morning. Or short, depending on how quickly he just fucking buckles.
True. May I give you a small, not piece of advice, but I don't know. Don't stop caring. It's becomes easier and easier to stop.
I don't think I ever stopped caring.
I know. Don't.
Well, then thank you. I earned this just as much as he will. So,
Yes, you will.
let's see.
Oh,
He just
yes,
gives you a big old toothless smile.
Good night, Guth. Rest well.
Mhm.
We're gonna
Good
destroy
night.
this kid in the morning.
I'm a little afraid for him. Okay. So you guys bed down. Shoji, was there anything you wanted to accomplish this evening?
Actually, if there's time before we have to bed down, I think she would like to go someplace to be around death, like whether that's like a hospital or if they even have cemeteries. But like, yeah, so if there's a hospital, she'd like to assist, but not like, pull a shoji and like let somebody die by her inaction or like intentionally kill someone. She's not gonna break any rules, but she would enjoy being around that kind of thing. Like, I'm dying. She just,
Roll investigation.
okay.
Actually, roll investigation, but use your charisma modifier instead of intelligence.
Okay. Investigation plus charisma. Charisma is plus a 4, so that's a 19.
A 19.
Mm.
So you could. What is the closest that you would find to that? Does it need to be humanoid death?
Preferably, but if there's not any humanoid, animals fine. Like a butcher shop or something, where they're killing or something. That's fine
okay.
too.
With a 19, you could find. No, they be taken. You find you find word of a group known as the Keepers of the Broken Way.
Ooh.
And Freeman dead are not stored somewhere. They're not, burned. It's very difficult for you to figure out kind of what happens to the dead. But it has something to do with the Keepers of the Broken Way, and you find that Bremen citizens are very reluctant to tell you anything about them.
Ooh, this is so interesting.
I can't give you the bodies with the 19, so I'll also give you some kind of insight into why they're not talking to you. There is both shame and fear in kind of the tones and on the faces of those few people that you can get to even mention the Keepers.
And that's Keepers of the Broken Way?
Way, W-A-Y.
Oh, okay.
So, unable to really find any store of humanoid corpses, you can certainly go back to the Fleisch Ward and just kind of spend some time among, the buckets of, organs and other things that are cast off and not consumed from these creatures. So yeah, you're basically in a few alleys, kind of between butcher shops, with a bunch of waste and detritus. And I will say, with your experience in Worcestershire, one, I would say probably the first thing that strikes Shoji as she stands here is this is an awful lot of like blood and entrails left out in the open, unattended. And that brings about, I think, conflicting emotions in Shoji, because one, I'll let you decide which one of these strikes her first. One would be fear, because surely ghouls or something else will have crept out of the sewers and been here by now. It's late at night, and there's just all of this stuff. Viscera. There we go. That's the word I've been trying to find. Viscera. And then the other one is a little bit of excitement, because this is a lot of viscera out in the open late at night, and there might be ghouls. Right, there's kind of a trade-off of you're alone, and this will almost certainly attract some kind of predator, and two, oh my gosh, undead might be here. Like, this is really cool.
She'd definitely be like, oh my god, undead. Yeah, she'd be more excited.
Okay. So yeah, you're in this alley.
All right. Well, if I can, without being noticed, hopefully, just maybe like handle like some hearts or organs, anything, just kind of like maybe take notes or something, like anything interesting stands out, like
Practicing practicing your dissection skills, right? We'll take dissection.
Yeah.
Right? That's all right.
Your gnome is showing again.
I'm sorry, I can't stop her.
Right? Maybe practicing your stitches. Right? Okay. You know what? How long do you want to spend there?
As long as is appropriate to stay out. Like I'll leave with enough time for me to get back to the quarters within a reasonable time to sleep.
So it's already fairly late. Like most people are asleep at this point, so you're gonna have to tell me what is reasonable. And also, when reasonable, do you mean a reasonable amount of time to spend alone in a dark alley at night handling animal viscera? Because from my judgment, that's a very short time. Like it's extraordinarily short.
Yeah.
So, if
Negatively
you
short.
Give me a number of hours, please.
Okay. I'll spend like an hour and a half just to be safe.
Okay.
Just
you're
to be safe
proficient.
in a very
already
unsafe environment. That's great.
I can't help myself.
Okay. You spend about an hour and a half there, and you kind of get lost in your work until you realize, holy crap! At any second, something should jump out and just kill me, and nothing does.
Wow. Well, at that point, actually, I would like to spend another half hour since there's nothing there. Just okay,
All right.
fine. And then I'll head back.
Okay. Nope. You hear the occasional voice like from a nearby house and out in the street, but nobody notices you.
Yay.
You walk back out into the street. However, when you get to the guards at the gate to the Mars ward, both of them kind of look at you, recognize you, cool, and then look at you again to see like the bloody smears on your wrists and like on your face where you kind of got some hair out of the way. And you definitely look like you've been handling bodies. Says, actually, we're going to roll an insight check real quick. Ooh. Cool. Both of them level weapons at you, like shields at half ready. What have you done?
I have not broken any rules. Rest assured, I was just trying to improve my medical. It's animal blood left over from the butcher shops. Nothing to be concerned with.
What were you doing in the butcher shops this late at night?
Oh, I just had some time. It was after the big fight. It was very exciting. I just had so much energy. I just wanted to do something with it.
And what did you do with it?
Well, I'm studying medicine, and I thought I could improve my surgical skills, and there didn't seem to be any hospitals available for me to do that. So I just made use of what was available.
And you didn't create anything out of it, or
No, just practice. It's nothing. I didn't make anything. Trust me.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, come on, be persuasive. Persuasion. Ooh, dirty 20.
A dirty 20. All right. You can go in, but clean up immediately, and don't be found wandering around covered in blood at night.
You're totally right. My bad. I got lost in my work. It won't happen again.
Can I please see your papers?
Oh, of course. Here you go.
He takes it, pulls out kind of a quill and ink, makes some kind of mark on it, which vanishes, and then hands it back.
Damn it.
Right,
Okay.
clean up immediately, and do not be found wandering around with blood on you. It is. If it was not nighttime and I thought that lots of people saw you, there would be consequences.
Good to know.
Pass.
Thank you so much.
Go.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Shoji does not get killed on the spot or manacled for the evening until somebody can question you. Yes, Daphne.
Do I get like a notification that someone has marked an assignment incorrect?
As your duties regarding them have been dissolved and you are not on duty, no, you do not.
Okay.
And I think we'll go ahead and pause there. When we come back next week, it will be the morning of the 11th of Trade Month.
And we're going to destroy a teenage half-orc.
Yeah, I think Guth and Vera together are going to physically and emotionally and spiritually annihilate a young half-orc boy in the hopes that he grows back stronger.
I will make a new form of Ully to just hurt this dude. Oh, man.
Daphne is gonna talk with her friend Aran. And Shoji, I genuinely have no idea what you're going to do, but you found some interesting things. No bodies.
Yeah.
Keepers. So, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again next Friday as it gets even worse. You know, when you guys are in Vreem, that phrase kind of falls a little flat sometimes, but whatever. In the
The
meantime,
problem is that Freem sucks.
it really is, right? It is the dullest location in this world. Anyway, in the meantime, join Becca and crew Monday at 6:30 Mountain Time for Heroes on the Edge of Desolation, where they're going to play 13th Age. We also invite you to follow and subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channels, or visit our website at conicproduction.wordpress.com, where you can do things. Follow us on social media. Discover our lineup of podcasts. I'm good at this. I'm getting better.
No, the flow is great. This is awesome. This is like riffing.
Discover our lineup of podcasts, including other actual play shows like this one, or support us on Patreon. Thank you so much. Until then, we hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. Bye.